Hello and welcome everyone. It's Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time where I'm sitting, and sometime around that where you're at in your appropriate time zone. So thanks, welcome. Thank you for coming here. You're all welcome. I'm glad you're all here. This is our weekly Friday vegan cult meeting. Yes, veganism is a cult. We've been denying it all these years because it seemed like such a ridiculous idea, but I'm finally fessing up. I'm stepping up and taking responsibility for being the leader of the vegan cult. So not only am I a vegan cult member, I'm the vegan cult leader. If you were here last week, you saw my new t-shirt. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Ryan. I'm the host of the Happy Healthy Vegan channel along with Angie, my wife. And this is the YouTube channel that's not hosted by narcissists, sociopaths, or grifters. No, us simple people are your hosts here. So thanks for coming. Yeah, this is the Friday live stream, the big one where we do all sorts of anything and everything related to veganism. Yes, it says ask me anything, but let's keep it to things that are related to veganism. As opposed to ask me about my opinion of Bosnia or something like that, you know. You can try it with some other things a little closer to home, but let's try to keep it around veganism. So if you're vegan or vegan curious, come and hang out. You'll find some interesting folks here, some short-term and long-term vegans. We can get all sorts of ideas from not only me, but from our audience here in the live chat. And if you're actually one of the people that hate vegans or veganism for whatever bizarre reasons, come here and tell us about it. I give people a platform to be civil and give me one logical, coherent argument as to why they think veganism is flawed, or one amazing example, and just stick to it. We'll entertain it with an open mind. All right, so that's all we ask. Be civil and stick to the basic rules here. So hello, everyone. I see, man, everyone's here already. Oh, yeah, I forgot. It's St. Patrick's Day today. I totally forgot. I became aware of that fact yesterday. And I guess it makes no difference to me because I don't really go to work or school or anything like that. I went to the gym. No one gave a crap there, really. So yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, isn't it like just pretty much most every United States holiday, at least, it's like, an excuse to drink some more booze or something. Not like people don't already drink alcohol on Friday nights. I know St. Patrick's doesn't always happen on a Friday, but happy if you're Irish and really into this holiday and really celebrate it on a national kind of way. Happy St. Patrick's Day. And for the rest of you guys, I know you're just looking for an excuse to drink a little bit more booze tonight, right? Me, I'm just going to keep it chill here with my water. I'm not wearing any green. I guess one could argue this is a brownish green or something like that, but yeah, I can be pinched, I guess. Fu is wearing a green thong. So Fu, is your account okay now? I read your story about what happened to you. It's funny. You were calling out like far-right nationalists who were supporting domestic terrorists. You were calling that out, and then you got reported as a terrorist. Like, what kind of like alt bizarro universe is this, where you're calling out an actual terrorist and convicted terrorist, and then you are accused of being a terrorist? Like, what is going on? How did that get twisted around? Anyway, looks like you're back here, Fu, and we're glad. I didn't want to see you lose your account or anything. Can you say vegan curious in Florida? Yeah, you're in Florida. I know your governor there isn't too keen on things that are curious. If you're curious about things of the more enlightened variety, and I consider veganism to be that. So I guess we could be considered woke, the dreaded woke word here, because we don't eat animal products because of our high ethical, moral values and our environmental concerns or something. I guess, yeah, DeSantis could ban veganism in Florida maybe, at least in the schools. I don't want to get too political. I'm just saying, I know he's been one of the big people leading this charge against wokeism, whatever that is, Yeah, I try to live a sort of, enlightened life a little bit. I don't consider myself like perfect, or I'm not conceited about it. I try to be compassionate towards other people. Because that's considered a bad person in certain people's eyes. I'm the baddest badass. I'm a woke narcissist of compassion. Am I going to indulge in any other green herbs? Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, maybe that's what I'll do for St. Patrick's Day. Instead of some green beer, I'll have some green herbs later on after the live stream, not during. So it's really hard to, at least for me, to operate technical computer stuff under altered states of consciousness, no matter how mild it might be. I like to have my full wits with me, especially when things go wrong. I'm very happy that I'm like, I have my wits with me. I'm already tired enough today, guys. I went to the gym today, as I do on Fridays when it's not pouring rain. And I played my first games of basketball against other people. I go and work out. I've been working out, for the past month or two without people. But my first games against and with other people, I am spent. I am so beat, guys. I mean, I was trying to keep my conditioning up on my own, and I was, but not to the point where, it's hard to simulate actual gameplay. So I am tired today, man. I got so rocked, man. I feel like an old 55-year-old today, man. I feel my age a little bit. So anyway, hopefully I can keep my energy going throughout this live stream. So if I seem a little chill today, no, vegan brain fog hasn't finally gripped me or grasped me or whatever happens when you have vegan brain fog. No, I'm just a little tired. I could show you my workout on my Apple Fitness app. I expended nearly 1,000 calories in about 90 or so minutes today at the gym. So I'm pretty beat, pretty chill. It's just a process of getting my body back in like for my level, peak conditioning form. You only go so far on your own and work out. You actually need to get gameplay to get game tough again. I was tough, but I just pooped out after a while. I just like, wow, my body is moving well, but it's not shooting well because all my shots are just like I'm not getting any lift. Anyway, let's get back to veganism here. Hey, Wujita, how is it going, Wujita? Well, I haven't seen you here, our elusive moderator, Vegan Wujita. And it's been long. Hey, did you ever do that trip out to California? I finally got back to you on Instagram. We've been super busy, so I don't know if it would have worked out. I don't know if you were in our area. And yeah, Chris, I just heard from Angie that Chris the Vegan Zombie was in our area here for the Expo, Natural Products Expo West, which we didn't go to this year. I'm still not ready to go into like a packed indoor area, tons of people, no masks and been in there for hours and hours. I'm just not ready for that. Yeah, I don't mind smaller, more wide open things like when I play basketball, but rooms with like a hall, like a convention hall size places packed with people who just traveled from all across the country and world and eating. And, that's the whole point of going there, is eating food. And I'm just not quite ready for that. We just got over some really gnarly colds that pretty much lasted like 3 weeks in February. So I'm really happy, and I'm just really happy we have gratitude for being healthy once again, and we want to try to maintain that as long as we possibly can. We just want to go back out and get something else right now. So I want to once you get sick for a few weeks, you get bummed. Like, gosh, this really sucks. I want to just feel normal, just neutral again. Yeah, Ryan's tired, Bill. Veganism debunked. Yeah, a 55-year-old man played a couple games of basketball for the first time in over a month, and is pooped. Veganism debunked. Now, we don't really have lives, Vujita, but we just have a lot going on, but we really don't have lives per se. Sounds kind of a contradictory thing, but no, it's true. Without really having lives, we got a lot happening. AJ, yeah, some of us are just not ready to go into crowded indoor areas. There's a couple bands in the back of my mind. If they came through and they're playing outdoors, I'd risk it, but but I probably wouldn't go down on the floor if it was general admission. I'd have a seat, where we have some space. But yeah, I'm just old. I'm older than most of you guys, so I'm just taking it chill. I help my mom out, who's elderly, 85 years old. I don't even give her anything that could make her life endangered. So I'm just being chill and safe right now. And plus, even if you're say you're one of these people that believes COVID's fake, the Illuminati, New World Order, Bill Gates are behind it, it's not real, whatever. If you're one of those, it's like, hey, I know I'm Asian. I know what Asians have been doing for decades. Like, they wear masks during the cold and flu season or during high pollution times, like in China and Korea. So anyway, yeah, I don't want to. I just figured once COVID's done, it's not really done yet, but if it ever gets done, I'm still gonna wear masks in the wintertime when I go into crowded indoor places like conventions or movies or crowded movies. Supermarket when it's bustling, stuff like that, because I don't even want to get a cold, because we all think now, oh, colds are so wimpy, they're no big deal. We were sick for 3 weeks basically till it was all gone. I mean, that sucks. Losing like what 14th of the year basically to a stupid cold. That sucks, you know. So I just don't even want a dumb cold, let alone a flu or Rono, whatever all these dumb viruses are. So Wuji, you had a good time over in California. Awesome. The weather was comfy. Where are you coming from? Because we had a pretty crappy month for us. But I guess from where you're from, it may have seemed like, you know, Hawaii or something. You loved it. That's cool. I'm not keeping up on today's vegan-related news. I didn't see the verdict of the Smithfield trial. If you guys want to tell me what happened, cool. Yeah, I saw the headline that Rick Allen, the drummer of Def Leppard, who lost an arm back in the 80s, was attacked. I didn't know he was attacked by a drunk spring breaker. Why did that spring breaker? Hey, there's a guy that's an amputee. Let me attack this old man, you know, with no arm. I mean, is that you feel like a tough guy, some kind of alpha male if you beat up an old British rock star who's got only one arm? You know, it's like, what's wrong with people? Maybe Rick may have provoked it. I didn't read the story, but still, just the whole fact that you're attacking a guy way older than you with one arm, I mean, that's not a good look. Vegan Potterhead, do I think Cosmic Skeptic will come back to veganism? I don't know if he ever really was in veganism, right? I can't imagine any of you guys, like me or Peter or AJ or, you know, just like, hey, I have some IBS. I'm gonna start eating fish. Like, wait, did you go to a doctor? Did you get some tests? Did you speak to like a gastroenterologist, maybe a plant-based one? Like, no, I just figured this out on my own. Even though I know I don't know crap about like I don't know if I can't imagine any vegan really doing something like that. So, anyway, yeah, Vegan Moyman, yeah, it was a car accident, right? That's how Rick Allen what led to him getting his arm amputated. Oh, you think people are out celebrating St. Patrick's Day? Maybe so, Veggie. I felt pretty happy though. 50 people, and I've only been on like 10 minutes. That's not too shabby for our little humble channel here. Brian May of the band Queen was knighted. Oh, I didn't realize he wasn't already knighted. That's cool. Yeah, Rick's an awesome one-arm drummer, and you know he if he lost his arm at a good time, he kind of did in the 80s when electronic drums and triggering drums and samples via MIDI became more possible and popular. The technology was there. If he lost his arm in the 70s, his career would have been pretty much over unless he sat around waiting for all this technology I just described to get invented and produced in the 80s. Hey, Hardly Tin Man Adonis, how's it going? Okay, so the Smithfield trial. Okay, Conrad saying Baywatch star Alexandra Paul and activist Alicia Sentience were found not guilty of open rescuing 2 chickens from Smithfield slaughterhouse. I mean, they went on trial for rescuing 2 chickens from a truck? Really? I mean, Smithfield wanted to prosecute people for messing with 2 chickens? Really? I mean, what is the market value of a chicken for Smithfield? Like a couple bucks? So they spent like what, hundreds of thousands of dollars, I presume, to go to court over something like worth, like, you know, in their monetary eyes, the accountant's eyes at Smithfield, like something like $5, $10. Wow, they really wanted to send a message to vegans, huh? Yeah, Johnny Bravo, check it out. Look up like Def Leppard drummer, one arm or something like that. Yeah, he's been a one-arm drummer for quite a long time, many decades. Yeah. Let's see, Peter, your friend just got COVID. See, it's not going away yet. Yeah, not going in a crowded bar during St. Patrick's Day drinking beer. Yeah, it's probably a pretty wise idea. I mean, still cold and flu season too. For all of you think that, you know, Bill Gates invented COVID and the New World Order, Illuminati, and all that stuff, you know. Either way, there's still colds and flus and other weird viruses and stuff I've read about. So, yeah, a good reason probably not to go in a really densely packed indoor area with low ceilings and poor circulation. Just in general, even before COVID ever hit the world, even in general, those are not the greatest things to do if you want to avoid a cold or flu in the the winter time. It's still winter. It's still a few more like another 5 days or 4 days technically until the equinox. God, it sure doesn't feel like summer or spring here yet, guys. It still feels pretty wintry. It's still cold and getting tons of rain, and it's it sucks. It's been the crappiest winter I can remember here. Yeah, I'm with you, Sarah. I don't think I've had COVID yet. I'm not sure. I've had a couple colds. I didn't test myself. They just seemed like colds I've had in the past. I never lost my sense of smell or taste or any of those other kinds of things you hear about people having. But yeah, I'd prefer not to have it. If I have any say in the matter, I prefer, because what's the odds of you 15%? I'm just making this up. It's something like that, of getting long COVID, which means you can have weird, nagging, troubling symptoms for a long time, months, even years after. I just prefer not to if I can avoid it. I don't want to take that risk, is what I'm saying. So yeah, I'm not going to go into a bar. I'm just going to hang out with you guys tonight. Not that I would go to a bar anyway. It's not really my thing. Yeah, Steve. Yeah, I just saw that a school, not only in Los Angeles, I read it here in Long Beach, an elementary school here in Long Beach, closed today because that's what I was trying to say. Norovirus. I don't know what I was calling it before. Yeah, norovirus. It was just like a digestive cold. Like you poop, you puke, and heard it kind of comes and goes kind of quickly, but it took out a lot of the students, a decent amount of the staff, so they made the wise decision to shut the school down today. We'll see if it's going to be open on Monday. That's here in Long Beach, guys. So yeah, it shows you I'm not being totally paranoid by not wanting to go and put myself in crowded rooms, because these kids with norovirus at school come home, right? And they go and spread it to their parents or their uncles or dads my age or whatever, and see them at somewhere, who knows. I'm just going to take it chill. I just, like I said, got over a cold, and I'm so grateful. We are grateful. Me and Angie, we have our health back. We feel good. Just if the weather would cooperate, make things even better. You hate daylight savings time, Peter? I just wish they would pick one and stick with it, and I would prefer they stick with daylight savings time, because I kind of don't like it in the wintertime when it gets dark at 4. It's just it's already, the days are short, and just it's like adding insult to injury. Sarah, are you responding to someone? Because I agree with you 100%. Animals are not food. I don't consider them food. When I see a goat or a chicken, I was just kind of almost petting a chicken yesterday. I ran into that guy I told you about who has a pet chicken. I didn't look at it and go, "Oh, that would be a tasty bit of food. I would eat that thing." No, it's just like a pet. He said the chicken is smart. The chicken sits with them and likes to follows them around, and it's like a good companion, a friend, like any pet, So yeah, animals aren't food. Animals are living sentient beings, are capable of love, and they follow you around and stuff. They're cool. They're not food. Bob says he needs to eat meat. Bob, what? Bob, can we discuss the unfairness of some Cosmic Skeptic being against factory farming, when intensive farming is what makes meat affordable for people who aren't wealthy like him? Well, it's hard for you or for someone to try to drive that distinction for us. Yeah, I understand there are different processes, and yeah, factory farming is what enables so many people around the world to eat meat. If people were just could only eat non-factory farmed meat, it wouldn't scale up. The only way that could work is because of factory. So it all sucks. Either way, animals are being exploited. Animals are being needlessly killed for people's unnecessary desires to eat friendly creatures who don't want to die for them. So I actually don't, in my mind, I really don't think of one being a little better or more moral. I mean, it's like saying, hey, if I take your brother and I kill him in a really kind way, like we bathe your brother in olive oil and by virgins, and he's wearing royal robes, and then we kill him in some nice manner, then that's somehow moral. That's what I'm saying. I don't make any distinction. If you're killing someone, you're exploiting them. You're denying their right to life, and they don't want to be killed. Brother doesn't want to be killed. Animals don't want to be killed. So, you know, why even discuss the how factory farming is somehow worse than like local farming? Like, who cares? So you're saying it's okay if I kill people who are in my neighborhood? If I killed someone from out of state, that's bad. Or I have to drive to another city or something. But if I kill someone within my local, like a 5-minute radius of my house, that's somehow morally fine. So I'm saying I don't see how any of these qualifications, these attributes that like local farming has, gives it any, like, it makes it any better. You're still killing people. You're still killing things. You're still killing sentient beings needlessly. So yeah, I don't buy Cosmic Skeptic's moral high ground. I'm still against factory farming, but you know, but I'm trying to eat all my meat locally. It's like you're still killing things needlessly. I mean, yeah. So I want to hear the justification how if you kill someone who lives near you, it's somehow okay. I have never heard that argument before. Was that a horrible British accent? I don't even know what I was doing there. Sam, what does my average day of eating look like? Every day is a little different. Today was weird because certain factors, like I went to the gym today, so I didn't eat anything until I got back around like 1 o'clock. So I didn't mean to, but I kind of intermittently fast, you know, because I don't like to have a bunch of food jiggling in my belly. Anyway, after I got back, I had I have a new way of doing my breakfast. Instead of having it be all banana and fruit smoothies, I have only a 4 banana smoothie with my clean machine green protein, you know, the duckweed, some berries. I have that, and then I make a little bit of not a little bit. For most people, it'd be a meal unto itself of oatmeal too. So that's what I had for breakfast. Fruit smoothie and oatmeal. And for lunch, Angie already had some leftovers from our dinner last night, which was it wasn't enough for both of us. It was a Japanese curry with like rice and vegetables, and there wasn't enough for two. So I said, you have the curry, and I'll heat that up for you. And I made myself what I call bro tacos. Just heat up a can of beans, and then heat up some tortillas, put it all together, put some lettuce and salsa on there. Sometimes avocado. I didn't grab any today. I didn't think to. So that was lunch, and I'm not sure what dinner will be yet. We'll see. So yeah, just kind of see. You know, that's kind of a typical day so far. But what I call the bro tacos there is not that typical. I only make that when Angie's like not going to be eating with me, which is pretty rare. Since we live and work together, we're always eating together. Hey, Tommy, thanks for the first super chat tip tonight. Hopefully not the last. Factory farms, worse than free range. More suffering. I guess if you add it all up, you're right in that sense. If you want to quantify the amount of suffering, which can be quantified because you can simply make more animals suffer in factory farming. So in that regard, yeah, you're absolutely right. Factory farming is worse as far as the quantity of suffering and exploitation going on, because it's, you know, you can pack them in more efficiently on a farm, in a factory farm, than you can in a lot, what's that called? Just free range, you know? So you are right in that regard. But I wasn't looking at, in that regard, quantity of suffering or quantity of exploitation, but you're fully right to. That's a valid way to look at it. I was looking at just the suffering and exploitation alone. Just because, again, an animal's raised locally and then you kill it, you're not somehow lessening or whitewashing or diminishing the cruelty and exploitation. You know what I'm saying? So for me, they're all in my mind the same thing as far as you can't get. I just get pissed off when I see people try to say, well, I'm no longer vegan, but I'm going to now eat only I'm going to incorporate locally grown animals into my diet. Like, how does that make it any better? I'm against factory farming, but no, it's still cruel. Like veganism, let's look at what veganism is about. It's not about local or, you know, sustainable, even though it has it can have those attributes. But if you look at the core of what veganism is, oops, wrong key here. Oops, wrong one. What is veganism? It's not about local sourcing, or it's against animal cruelty and exploitation. So in my mind, yeah, local or factory, it doesn't matter. It's still animals are being exploited. So yeah, when I when you hear that bell sound when I show the definition of veganism, that's your cue to drink. Since it's St. Patrick's Day, drink up hardcore. For me, I'm just drinking water. Yeah, thaw dieting, that's exactly how I see it. Both factory farming and free range both reach the same maximum point of suffering. Death. Like, what can be more suffering than death, right? I mean, it's the same conclusion, the same endpoint for the animal. Patrick, are most vegans sentientists? Not necessarily. You don't have to understand philosophy, moral philosophy, deep philosophical ideas like that. I'm not sure where Jordan is. He's a 14-year-old that is probably our biggest supporter. I mean, he understands veganism probably just as deeply as any adult I've ever met. He's never had a class in ethics or moral philosophy or anything. He's a 14-year-old high school student. It's just a stance against animal cruelty. It's not a philosophy of sentience. Yeah, they are sentient beings, so it does cover sentience in that regard, but that's not the core of it. The core is that the animals, qua sentient beings, and beings that have the right to live, don't want to die for you, never has to be put in that position voluntarily or anything like that. Just humans exploiting them for profit. They're beings that don't deserve death. They deserve to just live a life that like we do, without someone raising us for the sole purpose of killing us so some a-hole can eat us. We have some plant activists. Oh, that's a good point, Travis. What if you lived near a factory farm? Would that be your local farm? Yeah, you raise a good point, Travis. Those two concepts are not mutually exclusive. You can have a local factory farm, huh? Yeah, that whole thing about sentientism is, I think, focuses too much on the sentience attributes of animals. And they have that. I'm not denying that. Animals are fully sentient. That's not their only attribute as well. They have rights, other attributes, So sentience is one, but there are more than just sentient beings. That's just saying I'm just a sentient being. Yes, that's a true fact about reality. I am sentient, but there's other extremely important attributes about me too. Hey, Dimitri, you love the debunking videos, given my philosophy background. Thanks. And you notice I don't try to get it all too deeply intellectual philosophy. I don't, throw all these buzzwords and ask you guys to read Immanuel Kant or anything like that, or the utilitarians or stuff like that. You don't need to understand philosophy. I mean, like I say, even a 14-year-old Livestream viewer or channel fan understands veganism completely. He fully understands veganism. You don't need to know all that stuff. But what I do bring to my critical, to these debunking videos are my critical thinking skills. I think that's something most people can relate to and can try to improve upon, especially in this day and age when we all need better media literacy skills than ever to be able to determine what information is crap and what is actually evidence-based and based in reality. Tommy, why do animals have more rights than plants? Give me some examples. What are you talking about? Is it about sentience or suffering? Well, you're trying to ask bizarre questions. Here, just look at the definition of veganism. What about this definition is unclear? It seems very freaking clear to me. If you want to know what veganism is, it's basically saying, don't F with the animals, brah. Don't exploit animals. That's what it's about. I didn't go vegan because, I'm a philosopher and I think sentience is the highest attribute a living being can have, and I want to protect that in all living beings. No, I went vegan because I knew it's wrong back when I was in my early college years, that killing an animal so he can give me a freaking hamburger to eat at my convenience is completely wrong. I just can eat plants. Why does an animal need to die so I can have a stupid freaking hamburger? We're gonna eat healthy plants instead. So that's what it's about. I don't know why you have to bring up all these abstract concepts. Again, even a 14-year-old person who's never studied philosophy or anything can understand veganism, but completely perfectly. Both are living things. Why do we draw the line, Tommy? Because let's see, do I have any plants in this room? I'm going to go get some plants and eat them for you, and I'll show you. The plants don't scream. They don't have sentience. Yes, you're not you're not giving us any like major breaking news here, Tommy. Yes, plants are alive. Yes, vegans don't eat plastic. We don't eat rocks. If you truly believe that it's wrong to exploit animals, you're not going to eat them. If you truly believe that, if you're going to be consistent with that ethical belief that it's wrong to exploit animals, you have to eat something though, Tommy. So what you're going to eat is are the only foods that are consistent with that moral philosophy. That is eating plants and fungi. And they are not sentient. Do you really think there's no difference? If I were to come here right now on the live stream and like rip a piece of kale in half, that's absolutely the same morally and everything legally is like sawing a dog in half. Really? So you're telling me if I gave you a carrot and a dog and said rip one in half, you would say I'll just flip a coin because it makes zero difference. They're both exactly the same. Yeah, they're living, but one is sentient, one is able to understand that it's going to die, can have fear from it. An animal, I've never seen a kale have fear before. Hey, Hippieista, thanks for the super chat tip there. Read your chat above, love. Let me try to find your chat there, Hippieista. I'm scrolling up. Hopefully I can spot it. I'm trying, Hippieista. I'm not seeing it. Hey, okay, you're saying at Johnny. I'm not going there, but God said Adam could eat all the seeds, fruits, and greens except the fruit of knowledge. So that is what we eat. Yeah, and Patrick, I'm not saying sentience is an unimportant attribute. It's an extremely important attribute of animals. So yeah, if you want to like hang your hat on sentience being like the primary attribute that humans and animals have, fine, go with it. But I don't find it necessary in my dealings with anti-vegans to bring up sentience. That's the most important fact. But I am talking about sentience right now to just make a distinction between plants. Plants are not sentient, unless you're smoking a bunch of ayahuasca like Joe Rogan and you think plants are sentient, then you become a plant activist like this.
Oh, cruelty-free. Yeah. Not to those screaming plants that you can't hear. They fucking scream, man. Right. They make noise. They know when they're being eaten.
Yeah, plants have feelings, right? Yeah, plants, and then, so if plants have feelings, then you don't have, like, a gardener mow your lawn. Like, no, they just say that so they can find somebody, I got you, vegans. If plants are sentient and you're eating them, well, I'm going to keep eating animals because we're all just eating sentient beings all day. No, plants are not sentient. And I can tell you right now, the major attributes that plants are lacking are the bodily organs that produce sentience, or the bodily hardware. Brains, chiefly, and central nervous systems. Plants don't have them. They have awareness. They can react to sunlight. They know to close their flower petals at night and stuff like that. But you never had a plant say, I'm not feeling that tonight. I don't want to close my flower petal. I'm going to be a maverick. I'm going to leave my flower petal open because I want to, because I'm just a badass MF, It doesn't work like that. No, you derail me. No, you're not derailing me, Patrick. I'm just saying, if you want to have sentience be the primary thing that you advocate for in your advocacy, totally, go for it. It's not the primary thing, but it is an attribute I do make reference to quite often, especially when I get these plant activists. That's when I think sentience is a powerful tool to mention, to bring up, to show the distinction between sentient living things and living things that have no sentience. They might have some kind of awareness to the environment, obviously. They do have that, but they are not sentient. They don't have idle thoughts. Plants don't have hopes. Plants don't have fears and dreams. Plants don't have anger. Plants don't have embarrassment. Plants don't go, oh my God, I'm about to die. You know, they don't have these idle thoughts because they don't have the physical hardware for such things. Yeah, you didn't derail me. I'm just telling you the way I look at sentience. It's not my primary attribute that I focus on, but it is an attribute I do focus on in certain contexts, namely against plant activists. But yeah, you're right. I'm not denying the importance of sentience. Animals are sentient. They, that could be maybe the determining factor as to why they have rights versus pieces of kale or carrots or something, or a tree. Hey, it's Uncle here. I haven't seen you, Uncle. You only eat rescue plants, Uncle. That's really nice of you. And Samuel raises a good point for these plant activists. Samuel, good point, because these plant activists seem to be concerned about plant harm. So their goal, they say, these plant activists, is to reduce the amount of harm done into plants. So if they really want to, if they're plant harm reductionists, these plant activists, they're only logical to be consistent with that belief of plant harm reduction, maximally reducing plant harm, but to be vegan, because more plants are slaughtered and harmed, if you're going to use those terms, when producing livestock feed. So if you really want the fewest amount of plants harmed and killed, you'd go vegan. It's not perfect. No, it's like there'll still be some plant harm, but if you want to reduce it down to a minimum, you would go vegan. Tara, no, plants are alive and they have awareness, but not sentience. Plants don't have idle thoughts because they are not capable of producing thinking. They can, again, react to things, not deny them. These are known facts, like they react to sunlight, nighttime, temperature, know how to extract minerals from the soil. I use the words know, just to use an anthropomorphic language. They don't have a brain to know this, but they are aware. They're biological creatures that have been adapting and evolving for billions of years. They know how to survive. They're not stupid in that regard, but they're not sentient. They just don't have idle thoughts. They don't, what should I do today? What should I do with my life? They don't have sentience. Hey, Johnny Utah, you're not a plant activist here? Sounds like it. If you say yes, they do. If you're saying they do have sentience, then you're a plant activist, right? So if you're a plant activist or you believe they have sentience, do you eat them? Just curious. All right, so what have I been missing during all this stuff? All right, I'm just reading some of the comments here, guys. So please just bear with me here. You guys have been chatting. Tommy, you believe plants are sentient? Please educate me. How are plants sentient since they are lacking brains? Do you know what sentience means? Let's make sure we're all on the same page here. So let's look up a definition of sentience. Having the capacity to have feelings. This is from Science Direct. This requires a level of awareness and cognitive ability. So please tell me how plants have the capacity to have feelings and have a level of awareness and cognitive ability. Please, let me know how that works out. I'm quite curious to see how a brainless plant like a carrot has cognitive ability. I'll go get some carrots out if we want to see some in person. I'll even break some in half. The horror of this plant murder. But yeah, please, for any plant activists here, but please tell me how plants have these attributes here of the capacity to have feelings and cognitive abilities. I'm all ears. Sentience is a term that is vague. I mean, this is a term that is commonly accepted here. The capability of having feelings and cognitive abilities. So that's pretty specific. Hey, Atomic Vegan, cult meeting dinner fund donation. Thank you. Maybe we will, because Angie's had a headache today. That's why I had my bro tacos too. So who knows? She might be down for us to not cook. But we had burritos yesterday. We had the Veggie Grill Burrito Thursday, buy one get one free. So I don't know if we're in the, ready for some more burritos. Johnny, respectfully, HHV, plants have thoughts and feelings just like humans. Well, please explain to me, how can a creature that has no brain or central nervous system like a carrot have thoughts and feelings? Should I go grab some carrots right now and we'll look at them? I'll do it if you want. We can see, we can point, like, where does the consciousness emanate from? Like in a human, we could point to the brain. The brain is the seat of consciousness, thought processes, emotions, are different layers of the brain. So please educate me. What part of the carrot produces thoughts and cognitive abilities? Just educate us all here. We're all ignorant vegans that think that plants don't have cognitive ability. So please tell us. Graven babies, plants worship the devil. A corn cob told you this. I'm gonna go get a carrot, guys. I'll be right back. Do I have a coming back soon? I think I have a coming back soon. Let me see. I'll have a be right back. I'm gonna get a carrot. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. I'm getting a carrot. Don't go anywhere. All right, guys, I brought some sentient beings with me here. A houseplant and a carrot. So someone, one of you plant activists like Bob or who was it there, Tommy? Please tell me, where is it in here that they, what do they do again? To have sentience, the capacity to have feelings. So tell me where this emanates from. And this requires a level of awareness and cognitive ability. So please explain where cognitive abilities come from in these things. I'm just kind of curious. So I'll be waiting for you guys to explain this to me. I have some real plants here. One that's fully alive and one, I don't know, is it alive? I mean, it has all the nutrients and stuff like that. So I got two kinds there. So please explain it to me. Where is the consciousness coming from? Where is it able to have, like, what produces it to have feelings? Because you just can't say it has feelings. Like, human without a brain. Well, let's ignore the part that human would be dead. But let's say somehow you could have a human without a brain and not be dead. Like, there would be nothing to produce feelings. There would be no cognitive abilities. So let's see, where are my plant activists who are going to educate me using science, not just make-believe fantasy bullcrap coming from your uneducated brain. Just give me the actual science that says, yeah, here's where the feelings get produced in the carrot here. So let's just tell me, where does it go? Should I break the carrot, guys? Should I get really cruel here and break the carrot in half? Ooh, that's like snapping a chicken in half, right? Please snap it in half. Yeah, I'm holding a carrot in a houseplant, StarCraft. We have these plant activists arguing for plant sentience, and we looked up the definition of sentience here. Once again, the capacity to have feelings requires a level of cognitive ability. So please show me where this cognitive ability to have feelings comes from. Just show me, please. Because if you want to see where mine comes from, it comes from the brain. I could go grab a cat and point to its brain. What part? Name the organ or thing, whatever it is that produces consciousness or feelings, cognitive ability. So I'm waiting, guys. Where did all the plant activists go? Dr. Baird, tell us what feelings that carrot is experiencing right now. Is the carrot shy being on camera? Well, how do I know? But I should know because it says right here, they have the capacity to have feelings. So right now the carrot should be having a feeling, right? I mean, what do you guys think? How is this carrot feeling right now? Is it angry at me? Is it embarrassed, perhaps? Is it a little shy? Is it feeling kind of boisterous? These are feelings, right? I mean, what kind of feelings does this carrot have right now? And if so, how do you know this? Like, where is this feeling coming from? Tara, there's no evidence that the brain is what produces consciousness? Sure it is. When, like, say you were to imbibe a psychedelic drug, like, say, LSD or mushrooms, it affects your brain's and central nervous system's serotonin receptors. It doesn't, like, you know, that's what happens. Change your brain chemistry, change your consciousness. Drink some booze. It's going to affect neurochemistry in your brain. Smoke some weed. It's going to change neurochemistry in your brain and change your conscious experience. So, no, that's not right. Tommy, can we post links or are they removed? Just do you have a scientific article that tells me where this carrot? Just tell me yes or no. Do you have an article that's going to tell me how this carrot has feelings? If not, don't bother. But if you have an article that's going to tell me, Tommy, how this carrot has emotional life, paste the title in the chat and I'll look it up, okay? You can't post a link unless you're a moderator, but you can post the title of a valid scientific explanation of how this carrot I'm holding here has feelings, because I want to know what it's thinking. I want to know if a carrot can have thoughts. Again, let's see what sentience means again one more time. Having the capacity to have feelings. This requires a level of awareness and cognitive ability. So please point out where the cognitive ability of a carrot comes from so it can have feelings and other emotional life. Okay? I want to know. Tara, we'll just agree to disagree on that. I've actually studied this. Before I studied philosophy, I was a psychology major. I had classes in brain neurochemistry and understand the connection between physical attributes of the brain and conscious experience. There is such a connection there, but there might be more to it than that. But already we can affect conscious experience by affecting physical structures in the brain or affecting the chemical makeup of the brain. That's just a slam dunk. There's really no dispute about that. I mean, that's how drugs work. Like say psychoactive drugs, like I mentioned there. Well, yeah, the nature of consciousness is a mystery, but it's known that that conscious experience emanates from the brain. If you remove brain structures, your conscious experience gets affected. If you remove parts of the brain, your conscious experience is affected. That is not consciousness itself, but if you remove enough brain parts, yeah, you will lose consciousness. It's not like if you remove parts of your liver or something, consciousness disappears, or like, another bodily organ, your pancreas or whatever. I mean, you'll die, I guess, if you don't have a pancreas or whatever, but if you remove your brain, consciousness slowly fades to a point where it's gone. So we know the brain is somehow intimately connected with the production of consciousness. How does it all work? I don't know exactly, but we know the brain is the deal there. So did I miss some stuff here? Bob, what are you asking? Why is that even why is that even the standard for anything? Where does this moral idea come from? Oh, I didn't know we were talking about moral ideas. I was asking people to explain how this carrot has feelings. Like, where? Is the feeling coming from here? Is it coming from here? Or from everywhere? Or is just the rind part or whatever? Like, where is the feelings coming from? Vegan pajamas. Are you bad for smoking weed? I don't know. Ask these plant activists. Hey, you plant activists. Is vegan pajamas a bad person because vegan pajamas smokes plants? Johnny Utah. I'm still killing life eating plants. Yeah. Veganism doesn't say we eat lifeless objects. Let's look at it one more time, Johnny. Oops, one more. I was looking at what sentience is. It's, again, have a drink, guys. It's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. Nowhere in this definition, Johnny Utah, does it say, and I like Johnny Utah. I like Point Break, one of my favorite movies of all time, by the way. Anyway, in fact, that we named our cat after Bodhi from that movie. But my point was, what was I saying? Nowhere in here does it say veganism means a life where you don't harm any living thing. Yeah, we eat plants. And I guess if you want to say I bring harm to a carrot when I slice it or it gets pulled from the ground or something like that, we're against animal exploitation, not carrot exploitation, if there is such a thing. Look at it right here. Animal cruelty and exploitation. How come you don't understand that part, Johnny? What part of this definition of veganism are you not understanding? Doesn't say it's this harm-free life, perfect ideal world of make-believe where nothing bad ever happens or anything like that. No, we're against animal cruelty and exploitation. Do potatoes have peelings? Ooh, huh? Anyway, Johnny, I'm about to ban your ass here. Don't criticize or just say anything mean or you need help, dude. No, if you're here to debunk veganism, whatever, talk to me, the guy with the freaking carrot, okay? Don't bug AJ, one of our longtime viewers and friends. I will boot your ass out of here if you do it again, all right? So if you have a question or anything, just come here and tell me. So I gave you my answer to your deal there about how you have this bizarre definition of veganism, meaning like no harm to any life. No, vegans got to eat something. We're just not eating animals. We're going to eat other living things that don't have sentience, don't have conscious experience. So anyway, do you have an answer for me? Why do you think vegans, if you're vegan, it means like no living thing ever gets harmed? Where did you see that definition at? I'm really curious. Do more research on what? The definition of veganism? I'm showing you the freaking definition of veganism. In fact, if you want to see the original one from the 1940s, I'll scroll down. I'll read it. I'll just say it for you. It's the doctrine that man shall not exploit animals. And then they expanded into it, adding some more language. It's still the same basic idea. Don't exploit animals. So I've done my research. So what's your research, Johnny Utah, on your bizarre definition of veganism, meaning a way of life in which zero living things ever get harmed? Where did that definition come from other than your bizarre brain? All right, so please tell me. Tommy, all right, so you Googled an article, trees talk to each other and recognize their offspring. Awesome. All right, you debunked veganism then. Awesome, you debunked veganism. You found an article on Google talking about how trees recognize their offspring. And again, when they use the words recognize, again, like when I say plants know when it's nighttime, I'm anthropomorphizing them. I don't have the sophisticated understanding of plant biology to give you the proper description. I'm using my basic understanding. Like when I say know, I know they don't have a brain to know. So if trees recognize their offspring, do they truly recognize their offspring in a sense like a sentient being does? Yeah, I'm not saying plants and other non-sentient living things aren't capable of doing some amazing things, but the bottom line is they don't have thoughts. They don't have idle thoughts. Oh, okay, Tommy. Thanks for the super chat tip there. That's cool. What's on Dr. Bear at Bob Hill? How could it possibly not be a moral issue to be needlessly cruel to animals? So Bob's saying, no, it's not. That doesn't involve ethics or morals, like killing animals as being cruel to them and exploiting them. That has nothing to do with morality. That has everything to do with morality. How can that not do with to morality? If we're out on the street, say I would go down the street like Earthling Ed or Joey Carbstrong, and I start like killing goats or something like that, that'd be a huge issue. That'd be a huge ethical issue. Yeah? Or if someone did that, like goatists or whatever, that's a huge moral, ethical issue. Jesse, whoa, just arrived in the Veganism Debunk Simon is going off. Dr. Bear, at Peter Cunnington, not even an article. I looked up Tommy's source. It's a random blog post. Oh, that was his article, how trees can recognize their offspring. As I said, you Googled something. How is that constitute a rigorous scientific understanding of how plants function? No, it's a blog post. Yeah, just because someone made a blog post and got it on the internet, despite having maybe zero education or training in the field of plants and consciousness. Anyway, okay, I'm glad I was able to humor you for a few minutes. At least you guys got me to grab a carrot here and discuss or ask you guys, where does the where are the feelings produced in this carrot here? And since you guys know so much about plant feelings, you guys should be able to probably tell me, at least take a good guess what the carrot is feeling right now. That carrot looks delicious, AJ. You might be hungry. It doesn't look too delicious to me at this moment, just because I had the bro tacos earlier. Yeah, Dr. Bear, Bob Hill thinks it's totally cool to harm animals. It's not an ethical situation. It's not under the area of ethics or moral philosophy or anything like that. So yeah, Bob Hill. So you consider it a personal choice. If I started abusing your dog, you wouldn't report you to the police. You would think that's totally cool. I like my neighbor there. Dr. Bear. She's a maverick. She goes out and starts torturing her dog. She can do that because animals have no rights. They're not creatures who are deserving of moral worth or anything like that. They're like rocks. Dogs are like rocks, right? Rocks don't have any moral considerations typically. I mean, there might be some instances, but generally speaking, no. So dogs are like rocks. You can torture your dog and it's totally fine. Well, all the police can come and look around and go, wow, that's pretty cool how she's torturing that dog. All that, you can gather a bunch of school children around. Wow, look at Dr. Bear there. Just totally torture that dog. Totally fine, upstanding civil behavior. I'm not buying that one bit. I don't believe him either. Not only he doesn't have to intervene, he could be I'm not saying you are, but there could be people who just don't care, right? For whatever reasons, they could be sociopaths or just don't care, whatever. That's fine. That's their prerogative. They don't want to intervene. Not saying that makes them bad people or anything, but that's saying it's totally fine. It's not a morally questionable acts, meaning it's okay, meaning, like I said, gather around all the children. Let's get all the preschool children at the daycare center here and gather as we watch Ryan and Dr. Bear slowly torture a dog. So you're saying that's totally acceptable behavior because there's no moral problems with that. There's nothing cruel about it. It's totally cool. So Bob Hill thinks because the dog is Dr. Bear's property, if it's your dog, that's your right. So if you own a sentient being, you have the right to do with it as you please. If you want to slowly torture it to death, and you want to chop its head off in an instant, you can do it. It's fully your property. You can do with it as you please. And that's why we are vegan, because we don't see animals as property or objects. They are living sentient beings. And they're not objects to be just exploited and cruelly treated because simply you own it. You have a piece of paper saying you own it. That's not having a piece of paper saying you own something is not absolve you of moral responsibilities or moral behavior towards that animal. Yeah, Peter, most countries I'm aware of, like first world countries, like where I live at, if you like here, United States, a very non-vegan law-based place. There's not a bunch of vegan laws on the books, but if you do torture your dog, you're going to jail. If I go outside and start just finding random animals in the neighborhood, cats, dogs, hey, there's no owner, I'm gonna kill it. You're going to jail. Yeah, uncle. Exactly, uncle. I hate to bring up the slavery concept because, people say, once you start bringing up slaves or Nazis, your argument's going off rails. Well, it's the same. It's parallel reasoning here. Uncle, yeah, they used to have the same concept of property regarding slaves, owning slaves. Meaning if you own slaves, back when slavery was legal here in the United States, you could do whatever you want. You could treat them really nice if you wanted to. You could torture them. They're your property. That's what Bob's saying. Like, that's cool. That kind of... I own it. I can do what I want with it, even though that it is a living sentient being, human or a dog or what have you. A living sentient means I can do what I want it because a piece of paper says I own it. I can do whatever I want. There's no ethical questions, whatever. If I were to kill my slave or kill my dog, it's totally justified because of a piece of paper. Nice. Yeah, that's the reasoning there. John, your dog is a real estate property. Anyway, yeah, Peter, yeah, you're talking about, what goes on in slaughterhouses. Yeah, that's this whole part of this animal agriculture, what's the word I'm looking for? Just industry that is inherently cruel. And that's, that's exactly what's going on. People get paid in certain instances to torture and kill animals. Yeah, LN, animal cruelty laws protect dogs from abuse. So, Bob, you're against that? Are you saying we should end these animal cruelty laws, like say we have here in the United States, that protect dogs from being abused? You're saying we should roll those back. We should eliminate them. Is that your position, Bob? Bob, so you're saying abuse is hard to define. So what I've been describing here, like say we gather a bunch of preschool kids from the daycare center around and say, come and watch Ryan and Dr. Bear slowly torture a dog. Is that abuse? Just curious. I'm just seeing where you draw the line. Is that considered abuse? And should that be permitted to happen? Me to gather kids around, charge them maybe $1 each, and they could watch me and Dr. Bear slowly torture a dog. Is that considered abuse? And should we have the right to do that? Because that dog is our property. We can do what we want. We could charge a little price of admission if we want, for our services and our time, make a little profit, exploit the dog a little further. What do you think? Is that okay? Is that okay, Bob? What's the best way to lower blood pressure? Hey, I'm not a medical doctor, LO2. You'll probably want to talk to your doctor about that. Seriously, if you have a blood pressure situation, high blood pressure situation, talk to your doctor. I know my mom's been on some medications to help lower her blood pressure, so that might be an option for you. But yeah, I don't give out medical advice. Tommy, is morality subjective or objective? Well, why do we need to define what morality is? All we're saying here, Tommy, is that veganism is a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. The reason why I went vegan is because I wondered, am I choosing every day to have people kill animals every day for me to go on living when I don't need that? I can eat plants. So we don't need to define, is morality objective or subjective? That doesn't really make a difference to me. What makes a difference is I don't want animals to die in order for me to live. Like I say, even 14-year-old Jordan, our number one fan who's not here tonight, understands that. We don't need to get into the nature of reality and metaphysics and the metaphysics of moral philosophy or anything like that. We don't need to delve anything. It's so simple. Harming animals is cruel and needless, meaning that you don't need to harm them. Why would you want to intentionally harm animals every day when you could just eat plants? We don't need to get in the nature of reality or subjective versus objective moral philosophy. veganism is part of a subjective worldview. How it's not a. Do you understand what worldview means, Bob? It's like it's just a belief I have. It's a belief I have that it's wrong to harm animals. How is that a worldview? Worldviews are more comprehensive. I also have other parallel beliefs. I believe it's wrong to murder people. Is that a worldview? And if it's not, why is veganism a worldview? When it's wrong to like exploit and kill animals, that's a worldview. But if I believe it's wrong to enslave people, exploit people, and kill them, that's not. See, it's a parallel belief. Just like I believe it's wrong to like rape people and all sorts of beliefs I have. I don't, how is veganism a subjective worldview? It's a belief. So I'm not here. In fact, I'll make a point. I'm not here to discuss moral philosophy and talk about or give you a treatise is morality subjective or objective. And when I studied philosophy, undergrad and the graduate level, I stayed away from ethics and morality ethics classes. I thought it was one of probably the weakest and probably the most boring part of philosophy. I studied more exciting things: philosophy of mind, the mind-body problem, how does consciousness fit into the whole matter? Where does consciousness come from? Is it part of the body? Is it its own separate substance? Philosophy of language, but yeah, moral philosophy, not any interest in it. So that's not the reason I want to talk about it. We just don't need to have like a graduate level understanding of moral philosophy. Understand it's wrong to harm animals, just like you don't need to have a PhD in anything to understand it's wrong to exploit and enslave humans. You just know it's wrong. That's a worldview, John. Yeah, when you can see the world from Z-Box 7. Oh man, that sounds horrible, Elena. Really? That's really taken off right now? That sucks. I see your super chat tip there, Peter. Who do you think is worse for veganism? Worse. What is worse for veganism? Cosmic skeptic that quits and tells others they should still be vegan, or the vegan teacher telling people to hang anyone that quits veganism. Well, as I said last week, I didn't watch her video, but I saw Cosmic Skeptic show her like a post that she made, I think on, I don't know, Twitter or something like that. It's like you said, in the olden days, Cosmic Skeptic would be hanged in the town square or something like that. That's just wrong. No, let me just say it right now. If you're watching, Katie, I like you. I'm not saying this in a mean way, but any argument that a vegan makes that ends that a person should be killed, something went wrong. Veganism is a movement of peace. Again, let's look at what veganism is, guys. It's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. So any argument you're making to fight for animal rights that turns into we should kill person X, and I'm justifying it on the definition of veganism, or any definition, say you don't like this definition. If you're justifying killing someone based on some definition of veganism, maybe you got to rethink your definition of veganism. If you feel it gives you the right to kill people, to end their lives, like they have lost the right to live or something like that. So no, I'm completely against anyone arguing that Cosmic Skeptic should be killed. I can't believe I'm even saying this. It's just so it goes without saying. Vegans shouldn't advocate for others to be killed. Call me a radical, call me old-fashioned or something like that, but vegans are not in the business of killing people or naming people who should be killed. That's not what veganism is. Remember, it's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. Yeah, good point though, Doctor. But yeah, Cosmic Skeptic needs to stop playing the victim. Angie was pointing out too, like his whole video is like, woe is me, I'm the victim here, I'm such a victim. and disingenuously focusing only on the extreme people. He was showing extreme comments that were showing him hate and vitriol, while ignoring the vast majority who gave him pretty reasonable feedback. And I think I would be included in that group there of those who gave him some reasonable feedback. My videos are not hate videos. That's not what I do. So yeah, that was a bit disingenuous to show just the extreme wackiest comments, the most hateful ones, even ones calling for his death even, while completely ignoring very reasonable, level-headed reactions like I gave. Those go unnoticed. It just shows you the loudest, just the most extreme stuff sticks, right? And boring people like me, we just kind of like are in the backwaters of YouTube veganism. Let's see, VLAM thinks both are bad in your opinion. Hey VLAM, the vegan teacher and cosmic skeptic enable non-vegans to keep exploiting animals needlessly. Well, a cosmic skeptic is, how do you think the vegan teacher is enabling non-vegans to keep exploiting animals? I'm curious to see your thoughts on that. That's not a thought I've ever had, but I'd be interested to hear what your thought, what's your reasoning on that? Bob Hill, so you think Cosmic Skeptic gave a perfectly reasonable explanation? Like, again, if I had been in his situation and I thought, I'm going to stop eating a plant-based diet because of my medical condition, even though I'm not a medical expert, a health expert, a dietitian or nutrition, I think I'm going to eat fish. But, I'm saying, why wouldn't he consult some experts? He has the money, he's wealthy, and in Great Britain, there's this, the National Health Service. It's essentially free, right? So there's no excuse not to meet with some professionals, some experts, which he self-admitted he is far from being an expert in any of that stuff, but he took it upon himself as a non-expert to self-diagnose. You know what? I need fish. That's what I got to do. That's what's going to help my IBS. Even though I only can eat 700 calories a day or 500 calories a day on these days when I have to go out and speak and stuff like that, fish is going to solve all my problems. Like, no, talk to a freaking health professional. Don't make these expert level decisions given that you don't know Jack and I don't know Jack. If I had a health issue that was severely making me wonder, gee, can I continue a plant-based diet? I'm just not going to quit it on a whim without having first consulted the experts in the field. No, he didn't give a reasonable explanation. He said he's not a health expert, made a self-diagnosis without consulting experts. So no, that's just not what a reasonable, wealthy vegan would do. Fu Man, that's a good goal. I want to hold you to that. How long do you think it's going to take to do that? If an expert told him to eat meat, would that be okay? I don't know. He didn't consult any experts is the whole thing, Bob. So that'd be a whole different story. That'd be a whole different video that he would have made. If he said he went to all these health experts and they said, you know what, son, you're right. You can't be vegan. That'd be a whole nother video. But he didn't do any of that as far as we know. I'm just saying. And, I would have not only just consulted with a health professional, as I advocate for him too, there are health professionals in Great Britain who are vegan, or at least those who understand plant-based diets. Because he could have found a doctor, it's quite reasonable, Bob, he could have found a doctor who's older and biased against veganism. They think it's woke culture, some Piers Morgan type doctor, Anyway, it's quite possible he could have found someone like that. Hey, you gotta eat meat, man. What are you doing? Eating plants, you're gonna lose all your hair and your testosterone, your eyebrows are gonna fall out. You can just have someone that's biased against that, making an opinion not based on actual science and medical fact. But that's why I suggested find a doctor who is either plant-based or vegan, or at least knowledgeable and amenable, at least not biased to that. Because if you just find a biased doctor who starts eating meat, well, how do you really get any advice there other than hearing an unjustified recommendation based on bias rather than evidence? So just because a doctor says something depends how did that decision get made, Bob. That's my whole point. Was it made due to a rigorous evidence-based exploration of the situation, or was it just a knee-jerk reaction bias against plant-based diets? Yeah, that's definitely a possibility, Peter. I understand what you're saying there. Yeah, some people really don't like her type of activism, and some people do. Vegan Jordan, our number one fan here, loves her as an activist too. So that's why I don't speak bad of vegan activists. I understand every activist is different. They have their own style. Some don't like mine. Some think I'm too boring and old-fashioned and playing it safe or whatever. I'm not here to shock you guys. That's not my thing. I'm just here to bring my critical thinking skills to vegan misinformation and just claims about veganism. That's what I do. That's boring, but that's what I enjoy doing. And I'm in this phase of my life where I try to just do things that I really enjoy, rather than just trying to pursue some shocking form of vegan activism that's going to get me more views and more money, but I wouldn't be digging it. Am I saying that lions, sharks, and crocodiles don't have morality? No. I'm saying animals are worthy of moral consideration. Killing an animal like a lion, shark, or crocodile, that's an ethical situation there. They are beings that are deserving of moral consideration. They themselves are not moral creatures. You can't have a moral lion, shark, or crocodile. They are amoral. They are incapable of morality. They don't have the cognition, the cognitive skills that we have to participate in moral behavior. They don't have the kind of civilization or society that we have to live in a moral way. They are amoral, but they are deserving of moral consideration, 100%. Hope you understand that distinction there. Even though they might not be moral creatures, they are deserving of moral consideration. Yeah, they're not moral agents, Nick. Yeah, to use different terminology, they're amoral. They are not moral agents. They are animals. They're sentient, they're living, they have all these attributes that us humans have, a whole ton of them. But one attribute that's different is they are not moral agents. Why are you asking that there? Where'd you go? Beth, are you saying we should kill all the lion, sharks, and crocodiles because they are predators? Is that what you're saying? Are you like listening to those guys that argue that? Well, I don't think that's my opinion. Are animals moral creatures? Let's just... Are animals moral creatures? Let's just see. I've never Googled this before. Are animals moral agents? Okay, first thing I found here, morality, we know it is a human affair. Moral beings must be able to think about their actions, life, and values. I don't know if lions and tigers and sharks have values in ways that non-human animals cannot. Maybe some higher primates, and I'm not sure, but I know like sharks, probably not. Crocodiles, probably not. Animals may be the recipients of moral treatment. Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. But this is not my opinion. This is a pretty much generally accepted point of view. Maybe there's some outlier people that think otherwise, Beth, but this is a very safe position here that animals are not moral agents. I tell you, I stayed away from moral ethics classes in college, but I did study enough to know that. Yeah, Bond. They're deserving of moral consideration, even if they aren't moral agents themselves. It's not that hard of a distinction to understand. What's that, Graven? You saw a crocodile, a gator, try its best to eat a tire. Wow. Why do I ask Google questions that I should just consider myself? Now, I just wanted to show you that my position, Beth, that I'm saying here, which I don't want to repeat a fifth time here, is not just my personal opinion. I just didn't sit here in an armchair and just come up with this. I'm just stating what's like the standard view of animals and moral agency. That animals are not moral agents. I didn't have to Google it to think for. I studied philosophy. I told you I'm a PhD philosophy dropout. I'm just showing you what the general opinion is. I'm just showing you I'm not making this crap up. This is like the standard view that animals are not moral agents. That's all I'm trying to show. I wasn't letting Google think for me. I was just trying to show you that I'm not just making crap up. That's not what we do here on Happy Healthy Vegan. If I do make crap up, I do from time to time, and I'll tell you, I'm going to just go out on a limb right now and speculate. That's not what I do mostly. That's not my wheelhouse, but when I do speculate, I will clarify it. I'm just speculating. And this is not speculation. The general consensus is animals are not moral agents. Do you understand that? Was it Beth? Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you here? Tara, you think crocodiles are capable of morality? No, I'm saying some higher, more cognitive, higher animals might be able to be capable of moral behavior. I'm going, but a crocodile or shark? Do they remember? Let's look at some of the things that are required for moral agency. They must be able to think about their actions, life, and values. Do you think sharks can think about their values? That's the question I'm posing to you. I think not, and I think pretty much anyone who's studied philosophy and ethics will tell you that I'm not in the minority here. This is the generally a well agreed upon position that sharks and crocodiles cannot think about their values. Because that assumes sharks have values that they can like articulate and try to live and abide by those values. Yeah, good point, Bon. Huh? If a chimpanzee finds a gun and fires it at a person, are we going to put that chimpanzee in some kind of chimp prison? Actually, probably people just kill it, unfortunately. Huh? Doesn't even have the right to a trial or anything like that. Beth, I'm not here. I'm just telling you what the general opinion is. Yeah, I've never put my consciousness into that of an animal. I'm just telling you the general opinion is that animals are not moral agents. I'm not saying they're bad or anything like that. That's just the general consensus amongst moral philosophers. Go ask other philosophers and tell me if I'm wrong. Is Cosmic Skeptic going to say, no, sharks are moral agents? I really doubt it. But yeah, I've never put my brain into my consciousness into another person's head. I've never done that to an animal. I can't put myself in the head of an animal or a person. I'm stuck in mine forever. But, I'd be really surprised if sharks were moral beings or if crocodiles were moral beings. Yeah, vegan student, I agree. Yeah, having a basic understanding of propositional logic, can go a long way. In all sorts of things in life. Let's see, Giovanni, you've seen a so-called doctor on Instagram try to say plants don't have enough protein. What do you mean, not enough? How come I'm not dead or deficient yet? So, again, what about the positions, Giovanni? What does this doctor have to say about, all these health organizations that have looked into the matter? They're not just sitting there in their armchair speculating. Remember I said I don't speculate. They've looked into the matter and have determined, no, vegan diets are nutritionally adequate, meaning protein and everything. If vegan diets didn't have enough protein, how come after 12 years I'm like doing so great and not dead after not getting enough protein? Like, how long does it take for this protein deficiency to like manifest itself? Yeah, Tommy, I'm not saying animals are stupid or anything like that. I'm just saying, are they moral agents? No. And really, I can't think of any philosopher I've ever met in my entire life who's argued that. Not to say there are none, but I've not met one yet. Bob, no, we're not saying a dietitian would have him eat a diet that includes meat. He has IBS. And Bob, let me just show you where I would take him to out here. Let's see. Institute of Plant-Based Medicine. Here's a doctor's office you can drive to here if you're in the Southern California area. And they have all sorts of services here, like say gastroenterology. And look at here, a common list of GI disorders that they diagnose here. Irritable bowel syndrome. And he can meet with one of 2 vegan gastroenterologists. And I don't know, I haven't asked them if they've ever had to have a person who wanted to be on a vegan diet and they said, no, you have to eat meat. Maybe they have, I don't know, but I hear them all the time talk about how they treat all these various GI disorders, gastrointestinal disorders, with plant-based diets, working with their dietitians. So you're lying, Bob, when you say, we both know it. What'd you say again, Bob? Let me read your nonsense here. All I'm saying is a dietitian would have him eat a diet that includes meat. That's the honest truth. No, it's not the honest truth. You're not a health professional. These people are. These are medical doctors. And not only are they gastroenterologists, they actually have a team of dietitians as well. Let me see if I can find that here. Dietetics and wellness. So they have a team of plant-based nutritionists here that can support your optimal health, your gastrointestinal issues, your whatever IBS. So no, we don't know this as the truth, Bob. You can say it with all that earnestness that you're trying to assert it's truth. No, I don't know this for a fact. I know he can go here and work with plant-based gastroenterologists, plant-based dietitians, and work on a plant-based solution. So no, Bob, your assertion is just pure fantasy. That's my hater voice. Was I doing the hater voice, Sarah? I didn't even realize it. I just kind of do that, sometimes. Tara, just explain to me, as a layperson here, you obviously seem to know more about animals than I do. How does a crocodile have morality, or a shark or something? Just curious. Explain to me in just real simple terms how sharks and crocodiles are moral beings. Again, let's see what this means again too, so we're all on the same page. Are animals moral agents? Morality is a human affair. Moral beings must be able to think about their actions, life, and values. So I'm just curious how a crocodile or a shark thinks about its actions, life, and values. Just tell me what your thoughts are. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just want to hear your reasoning, and I'll listen to you. Bob, the average dietitian does not push vegan diets on their clients. Guess their average dietitian doesn't have clients who are vegan or want to solve their problem, their issues through a vegan diet. So yeah, so what? So what if your average dietitian doesn't really understand vegan diets? That's why you go to a place like I showed you here, the Institute of Plant-Based Medicine, where their entire team is plant-based and utilize plant-based solutions, effective plant-based solutions to effectively treat their patients. And I should know, I am one. I have been to the Institute of Plant-Based Medicine, and I'm using a plant-based solution for lowering my LDL cholesterol. No, just because your average dietitian is woefully untrained in the science and treatment of disease with plant-based diets doesn't justify what an average dietitian does. It just says, yeah, your average dietitian doesn't know jack shit about vegan diets. So what? That doesn't make them right, or it makes it the normal practice, but doesn't mean that it's the best treatment or even the right one. Just means that's what's business as usual, and why you should try if you're like Cosmic Skeptic and have the funds and the availability to seek out experts who are plant-based, medical experts. Seek them out rather than just like self-diagnosing. That's what we're saying, Bob. What don't you understand about that? I mean, I took money out of my own pocket to go meet with a vegan cardiologist twice. So if I could do it twice, I think he makes way more money than I do on YouTube. He could easily afford this. Beth, are you just trolling me now? I never said animals are immoral. I said amoral. Do you know what amoral means? Let's look up the word amoral for you, Beth. I'm not going to Google to tell me how to think. I'm just going to look up the word amoral so we can see it all together here. Amoral. Hope I'm spelling it right. Lacking a moral sense, meaning they are not moral agents. That's different from immoral. I don't need to look at immoral for you. You know what immoral means, right, Beth? I'm just showing you what amoral means. It means they don't have moral agency. Please, are you trolling me? Or you really don't understand the distinction between immoral and amoral? I never said animals are immoral. That would mean they have moral agency. And that would defeat everything I just said. Are you just trolling me, Beth? Or are you just really not understanding the discussion about animals and moral agency? I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. I'm not trying to like wax on philosophically using big jargon and fancy words to confuse you all. I'm just trying to keep this really simple. Tara, it might be a ridiculous statement, but I want to understand how sharks and crocodiles have moral agency. I said maybe higher primates and such might have attributes of moral agency. I'm not denying it there, Tara. I'm just saying it's generally accepted in the philosophical community, the ethics and community, that animals are not moral agents. And I didn't make this up. I didn't come up with this paper and present it to the philosophical society and say, hear ye, here's my discovery. I'm just telling you what the general consensus and view is. So don't hang me on it. I'm just saying that's the general consensus. And how do you know that if then there, Tommy? Just curious. Yeah, Sarah, I'm with you too. If I were having trouble, GI trouble, IBS trouble, and I was considering, maybe I need to eat fish to solve my IBS trouble. Yeah, I'm with you. I would seek out a vegan dietitian and a vegan gastroenterologist. And I'm telling you, he can do it. He's not like out in the country in the middle of Antarctica or something like that. He's in like London, right? Or Oxford or whatever. I'm sure he can find someone there who's, if not plant-based, at least extremely knowledgeable and not biased against plant-based diets to help him. I'm just saying it seems like if you're truly committed, you would do that. If you have the ability to do that, and he does in England, he's in a developed nation, probably the most popular vegan country in the world, he should be able to do it. Oh, Tara, okay, it's not about, I'm just giving you the philosophical point of view. I'm not like Jane Goodall. I don't go out into the jungles and observe animals for days or weeks or months or years on end. I'm just telling you the general philosophical, I'm not speaking bad of animals. I'm a vegan, that's why I'm vegan, because I feel it's absolutely wrong and immoral to exploit and harm animals. But the question is, are animals moral agents? And I don't believe so. Here's why. There's a certain group of vegans, say, I don't want to mention any other names, you guys know what I'm talking about, who don't like all the lions and sharks and crocodiles of the world. These certain vegans feel like those animals have lost the right to live. Vegans and others should go out and hunt all the world's lions and tigers and crocodiles and eagles and everything and just kill them all because they are predators. But the problem is they're not moral beings. They're not doing it for shits and giggles or for fun or for taste pleasure. It's what they've been biologically programmed to eat out in the wild. I mean, it's hard. I don't think you're going to turn too many lions and crocodiles into potato and salad and banana eaters. It's just not what their bodies are able to eat on a regular basis, to sustain themselves on for the rest of their lives. They're not moral, and they're not making the dietary choices randomly or anything. They're not moral agents making decisions like, I'm going to be a more ethical lion. I'm going to be a more ethical eagle. I'm going to be a more ethical crocodile. That's why I don't believe they have moral agency. They're not making ethical decisions like that, and they're not capable of making an ethical decision like that. If you really think a crocodile, a shark, or whatever, or an eagle is going to make an ethical decision about their diet, they're not, because that's why they're not moral agents. But they're all beautiful creatures, intelligent, amazing creatures who are deserving of moral worth, moral consideration, and protection. Anyway. Let's see. Hey, Heidi, how is Boston a hot mess tonight or lately? Let's see. There was a man on the Boston subway scaring passengers with his pet rat. He was arrested this week? Wow. That must have been one hell of a rat. Dr. Bear at Bob Hill. Of course, a dietitian might not eat a healthy diet. Yeah, there's no requirement if you're a dietitian that you have to follow the healthiest diet that you possibly can. They would be hypocrites, but they can do that and it doesn't harm others. It makes no sense to advocate for animals and harm animals, though. Wow, that's interesting, Tanya. The friendliness gene. Huh, I never heard of that. Sounds interesting. Tommy, you want me to read a story about rats working to free a trapped pal? Why is that? Beth, I know you're trolling us now, Beth. Just for the fact that sharks don't eat every single human that enters the ocean proves they have moral agency. No, all that proves is that human beings are not the preferred food for sharks. They like to eat like, from what I know out here, the sharks, they like to eat like pinnipeds, sea lions, seals, stuff like that. And often when a human gets attacked by a shark here in California, it's because the human seems to have been mistaken for their, for a pinniped. Often the person will be in the water, like with a wetsuit on, looks like a seal to the shark, and they take a bite and realize, ooh, this is not what I want. They're looking for this big, fleshy, fatty, blubbery pinniped. They're getting this lean human, in comparison. It's not their preferred diet. So it doesn't show that they have moral consideration, that they love humans. It just shows that we're not their preferred food source. Yeah, Beth, yeah. AJ, yeah, Beth. They probably don't eat every last human because they have enough of their own food to eat. Yeah, exactly. They're eating what they've been eating for millions of years. You're somewhat kidding, Beth? Okay, that's good. Okay, Tommy. Yeah, that's interesting, but how does that prove that animals are moral beings? I'm just curious. Let's see what our definition again. Moral beings must be able to think about their actions, life, and values. So I'm just curious, how are rats thinking about their values? What values do rats have? I wonder. I guess you're going to argue that they have empathy for fellow rats or something like that. Streamlabs isn't working? Let me see. Let me test it out right here, guys. Let me check. I'm going to make a fake super chat right now.
This is a test donation for $66.
Okay, I got that working there. Let me know, Vian Moyman, if I'm missing something else here. Oh, I see, Vian Moyman. You did leave a couple super chat tips there. My bad, Vian Moyman. You want me to play a tune now or later? Let me think. God, I was playing guitar the other night. I'm going, man, these would be cool songs to play. And I can't remember what I was playing the other night. Damn. I'll see if something comes up in a sec, Vian Moyman. But thanks for the super chat tips there. Did I miss another one there? I missed two of them there. I feel bad about that. But yeah, that was 29 and 5 minutes ago, Vian Moyman. I don't know what happened. Did they come up and I just didn't see them, or did they not pop up there? Let me know. There goes Ryan looking down on rats. I'm not looking down on rats. I'm just asking, how do rats I'm just curious, do rats think about their actions, life, and values? I just wonder what rat values would be. I agree with you there, Sam. Yeah, I believe morality applies all animals. All animals are worthy of moral consideration, 100%. But it doesn't mean that they're moral beings in themselves. Are sharks moral beings? That's what I'm saying. It's generally considered that they don't act with morality in mind. It's a vegan student. I'd ask Ryan if OBS doesn't work the same as Streamlabs. Is OBS a better streaming wise, and it's open source? I actually have both, vegan student. I use them for different applications. I use Streamlabs OBS for these live streams, and lately I've been using regular Streamlabs to record my videos, so the ones where I respond to people, not live, So they're both good. Tommy, you could ask a moral philosopher that one. I'd like to see what they say, okay? I'm not sure what the argument would be about that, Tommy. If a rat shows empathy, is that not morality? Again, let's look at this little definition here. Moral beings must. You know what the word must means? Like these are necessary things for a moral being. They must be able to do certain things, such as think about their actions, life, and values. So those are 3 things. Maybe having empathy might show one or some of those, but I don't know if it ticks off every last one, according to this one definition of morality. That's a good point, Bond. Yeah, moral agency is only really useful as a legal definition. I don't know. I'm just saying, yeah, it's generally conceived that animals are not moral agents, but they are deserving of moral consideration. Oh, okay, vegan student. Yeah, I'm aware of how Streamlabs OBS was developed, from the OBS open source and all that. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that, but yeah, there are functions built into Streamlabs that are particularly helpful for live streamers like myself. That's why I use Streamlabs on the live streams. Not to say you can't live stream with just regular OBS. You totally can. Yeah, it's totally usable and professional in every way. But there's just certain features that Streamlabs has that it's catered towards my kind of work here. Here's Bob Hill at Dr. Bear. Vegans want to force people to eat their diet. They wouldn't want to be forced to eat an omnivorous diet. A lack of consideration and empathy for others. Atheism leads to totalitarianism. Are you a bot, Bob? You're just making a bunch of stuff up here. Vegans want to force people to eat their diet. I'm not forcing anyone to eat my diet, Bob. Where do you get this from? Show me your evidence. Where do you get this assertion from? Show me the support that vegans want to force people to eat their diet. No, let's talk about me. Since you're talking about vegans, who are vegans? Are you talking about someone in specific? If so, you're saying you're talking about one influencer or one vegan activist. You're not talking about all vegans. You understand that, Bob? Just because you can do one person is trying to force veganism on everyone, or even a few are doing that, doesn't mean that's what we're all about. Let's look at what veganism is all about. Oops, this is not what veganism is all about. Veganism is all about not exploiting animals, a philosophy and way of living which seeks to exclude as far as possible and practicable all forms of cruelty and exploitation of animals. Where here does it say? And also, vegans are making everyone eat plants. That's what we're doing. We're forcing. And that's your word there, is force. So please show me the support for your assertion there. I'm not even going to tackle the rest of your nonsense there, Bob. Not Bob. Yeah, Bob. Please tell me where you get this, that vegans are forcing everyone to be vegan. Just curious. I'm going to wait, Bob. Please show me where you get this. Show me support. Show me something to strengthen your assertion there, that vegans are forcing everyone to eat a vegan diet. Make sure I got it right. I'm going to put you up on the poop wall too. This is definitely poop wall. Were you just trying to get on the poop wall? We haven't had anyone on the poop wall for a little bit. And then you talk about atheism too. What does veganism have to do with atheism? I mean, you're just flinging poop on the wall with this comment. But let's get you up here. Here are the rules in case anyone is curious how I expect people to behave in the live streams. Basically, just don't be a dick, be civil, be respectful, and just give me one argument at a time. So, all right, Bob, vegans won't force people to eat their diet. So where's your evidence for this? Tell me what you're talking about. Give me a clear example of what you're talking about, Bob. The danger of animal rights is to make its policy to ban meat. What are you talking about? Do I look like a policy maker? You see, you're just flinging poop on the walls. So Bob, I'm going to rein you in here. Stop going off here. Just tell me what you're talking about here. That vegans want to force people to eat their diet. Please let me know what you're talking about here. Before you start talking about policy, do I look like I work in Washington, D.C. or at a lobbyist firm? Do I look like a senator or something like that? Like, anyway, Bob, just come back here. What's going on here? Hey, vegan, show me what you're talking about. Give me some support for this, what I believe to be this extreme assertion here. Extreme meaning it's worded very extremely. It's really easy to not be true. Yeah, Muthalin. Yeah, veganism is a choice. Yeah, bro, and that last sentence came out of nowhere. Atheism leads to totalitarianism. That's why I said, is he a bot? This is like just a bunch of like seemingly unrelated phrases all thrown together. You know, like, did someone make a Bob Hill bot? Is what I want to know. Yeah, Dr. Bear, that's a great question to Tara. Here's the bottom line. Yeah, Dr. Bear, probably you summed it up better than I did. Yeah, Dr. Bear is asking to Tara, do you have any evidence that non-human animals have the cognitive capacity to understand the moral consequences of their actions? Thank you, Dr. Bear. I wish I phrased it as concisely as you did there. That animals understand the moral consequences of their actions. Good point. Anyway, I don't want to keep that. I want to see what Bob's answer here is. The concept of animal rights means to make it illegal to eat animals. Where do you have that from here, Bob? Let's, again, look at the definition of veganism here. Do you see anything in here about lawmaking and legality or illegality, Bob? You're just making this crap up. I mean, I've been a vegan activist now for like a decade. I've never once in my entire decade as a vegan activist, some might even call me a vegan influencer, I hate that term, but never once have I advocated for putting people in jail who don't do what I do, some kind of totalitarianism or something like that. Where do you get that veganism equals totalitarianism? Please show me your thing that this is an essential feature of veganism, as you seem to be asserting here, Bob. So you're just still flinging poop on the wall. Give me something substantial rather than more opinion. I'm just the cult leader, huh, Nick? Okay. Bob says, I don't think you are like this, Ryan, but you just said, oh, wait, where'd it go? You just said vegans, I'm a vegan, Bob. I'm a vegan. Vegans want to force people to eat their diet. So now you're saying you're backpedaling. Now you're saying I'm not like this, huh? What'd you say, Bob? But there are far more radical vegans who want to give animals rights. So I want animals to have rights, but I never said anything. I'm advocating for putting people in prison or something like that. Like, maybe there's some extreme vegans that want to put meat eaters in prison or something like that, right? I guess there are. I'm sure there are. I don't watch radicals like that. And argue they should be protected from farming. So you're saying just there's a few radicals out there that want to throw meat eaters in prison, but you're going to paint all of veganism under this vegans want to force people to eat their diet. And, you know, it's like, okay, I guess you can generalize that, but it's not a proper generalization to make based upon a really small set of extremist outcasts. Oh, that's good to know, Peter. No, I wasn't aware of that. Coming out with a Beyond Burger with less saturated fat. You know, maybe you did tell me that recently. That sounds kind of familiar. Is Beth acting up again? I saw her call us speciesists for saying the obvious, that I really don't see how sharks are moral beings, how a shark can see the moral consequences of his or her decisions. Again, I don't think I'm speciesist. I just think I'm stating an objective fact about reality. I don't think they have the cognitive advancements that maybe some higher animals may have. I'm not saying like say other animals don't, but I don't think a shark has the cognitive advancements to think about the moral consequences of their actions. I really don't. Do you think so, Tara? I'm just curious. Do you really think sharks can think about the moral consequences of their actions? Just curious if that's your firm belief. Hey, Lynn, I don't think I said hi to you, Lynn. Hey everyone, I can already tell tonight's chat is a doozy. Yeah, we're getting some makeup for the last 2 weeks where we had a relatively peaceful / almost say kind of a little dull as far as the excitement factor went of like, you know, bizarre stuff like what Bob's saying, like vegans want to force people to eat their diet. I haven't forced anyone. I just tell people what I know about veganism. I know I can't force you. How can I force Bob? How can I force Bob Hill to eat a completely plant-based diet? Please tell me if there's a way. I'll give it a shot maybe. But how do I force someone to eat a vegan diet? I tried with my mom. I gave her all the tools, all the information. She didn't want to do it, and she wouldn't have been vegan anyway. She just would have done the diet for health reasons. But how do you force someone to have a moral belief? How do you force someone to eat food they don't want to eat? Curious, Bob. I wonder how that works out. Are you saying like put them in prison or something? Okay, we have a new poop wall here. Okay, so we're going to put Wrath on the poop wall. So you excited about that, Wrath? You made it.
Oh, cruelty-free.
Oops, wrong one.
I'm going to leave your words on this board for all my classes to enjoy, giving you full credit, of course.
So we're going to take Bob down from the poop wall right now and look at what Wrath has to say here. So you're saying as a vegan, I'm going to age and dry out sooner. What are you talking about? We all age, Wrath. Are you saying if I were to start eating meat again, I would have this weird thing of not aging? Is that true? Should I look it up? Should I ask ChatGPT or Google, like if I eat meat, will the aging process cease to be, maybe even reverse itself? Is that how it works? Only vegans have this weird property of aging through time? Is that what you're saying, Wrath? Clarify these points, because I don't understand. And dry out, can you like just put moisturizer on your skin like I do from time to time? Like sleep with a humidifier? Tell me this thing about how if you eat meat, you will cease to age, and only vegans age through time. I want to hear more about this, Wrath. Maybe you've discovered the secret to immortality. Let's see if Wrath's going to come back, or do they just throw poop on the wall and go? I still have my carrot with me here for all the plant activists. Beth, Google's my god? No, I don't use Google to help me think. I just sometimes look at Google to look at what a consensus opinion is, or to find a piece of supporting information or fact or something like that. But no, I don't use Google for my thinking. I want to see. We could ask Google, do meat eaters live forever? Let's do that, because that's what Wrath is saying here. Let's just go ask that. Google that. Do meat eaters not age over time? I wish I had ChatGPT turned on right now. Let's see. Here's an article saying too much red meat can age the body. What do you think about that one here? Eating too much red meat can age the body, according to some research. I'm not gonna say this is the be all end all. But I don't see anything in here about eating meat, halting the aging process and you will gain immortality or something like that. So I think they're gone, though. I think this person just kind of pooped and ran, huh, Wrath? Well, if you're going to come back and answer the questions, Wrath, I invite you to come back, because I'll probably have you up on the poop wall still, unless Bob Hill throws some more nuggets out at us. Are you going to throw us another nugget? Oh, Tara, what was your response? Let's see. I was asking you, do you think sharks are capable of thinking about the moral consequences of their actions? Just curious what your answer was. I didn't see it, Tara. Remember, I'm just a regular human here. I'm not omniscient or all-seeing, all-knowing. I'm just a simple vegan here with 100 viewers on, and I don't see every last comment. So yeah, don't take it personally. Don't get mad at me, all right? I'm just a simple old vegan here. How you going, Dr. Bear? Well, we had a fun one tonight, Dr. Bear. Hope you had some fun, too. Yeah, good point, Samuel. Because of agriculture, we humans can be moral. We can decide what we want to eat, plants, and live quite well, if not better. Wild animals can't make these decisions, as I was trying to get Tara to understand. Like, how can a shark say, you know, I don't want to harm all these seals over here. I'm just going to eat seaweed now because I want to be an ethical creature who doesn't cause suffering onto others. So is that what you're saying? What's your name again? I forgot. I'm sorry. I have a lot of people on Terra. So you're saying a shark can decide to go vegan or something? Just curious what your thoughts are, because that's an ethical situation, an ethical thing. It's making a decision up here, a decision about what you eat based upon what has to die in order for that to be achieved eating. You know, in my case, it's like, I'm gonna eat plants. I'm gonna, instead of eating animals every day and have them die and bleed out, just eat plants, and where nothing gets harmed. I mean, I guess the plant activists might have a field day if a carrot gets eaten, but it doesn't have sentience or consciousness. So anyway, I'm saying I can make that decision because of my abilities, but not only I'm not being specious, but we also have agriculture and civilization where I can go to stores. Sharks can't go to stores. Lions can't go to stores. They don't have the options that I have because of our civilization, our food system across the world here. So anyway, let's see what she says about that. So are you thinking there? Wow, you're raised a hunter. Bond, yeah, you got me laughing there, Bond. They expect polar bears to subscribe to Kantian deontological ethics, right? You know, it's like exactly that. You know, okay, but yeah, you nailed it there, Bond. Yeah, exactly. Beth, do you have the numbers about how many sharks are in the ocean and how many animals one shark must eat in order to survive, like in a minute or a year or something like that, and multiply it out? You're just making a comparison. You didn't even answer the question there, right? Agriculture kills more in 1 minute than sharks do in a year. So what are you saying? We should not be vegan then or something? Is that what you're saying? Well, Tara, just copy and paste. I'm not seeing your reply. You have to understand, I'm the one running the show here. I don't see every last thing. I'm responding to many people, not just you, Tara. It's more than just you on this live stream chat here. Hope you understand that. Elena, no, my mom is not vegan, doesn't eat a vegan diet. Like I said, I can't force someone. I can't force someone to be vegan, let alone if she doesn't give a crap about the animals. I can't even force someone to eat a vegan diet. That's why I'm saying Bob's thing here, how we want to force people to be vegan. Well, let me just start with who's close to me, like my family. I'm not forcing them to be vegan. I can't make them go vegan if they don't want to. I can't make them even eat a plant-based diet if they don't want to. Yeah, they laugh at you. My mom didn't laugh at me. She just makes up excuses like, oh, it's too hard, Ryan. You have Angie. It's so easy because of Angie. She makes it easy. Okay, Tara's talking about rodents. Store food in the winter and share with extended groups. Is that morality, or is that just like survival? Like one could argue that's like a Darwinian survival advantage. Rats who have learned to share food compared to the ones that didn't share food. Those ones died, but the ones that are able to share food had a competitive advantage and survived and reproduced, passed that behavior on in their genes to the next generation. That doesn't necessarily prove morality. But I was asking, like, sharks. How do, like, sharks have moral behavior? Anyway, let's see, a song. Let me see. What's a good song to play right now? Let me think. Thanks, Vietnam, for the tip there. I'll play you something. Let's see. Oh, man. Let's see, what can I play for you? Let's see. I'm in tune. Let's see. I'm having a mind blank right now. That's one of my songs from Low Spirals Downwards. Shit. Shit. I haven't played Neil Young in a bit. Wrong. Oh well. I'm having trouble on the chord chain, on the B section there. Anyway. And who was it? So it was their birthday. They wanted to hear some Neil Young. That's why I played Neil Young there. Let's see. Where is that comment from? So I can give you a shout out. Old Pueblo Vegan. Hey Ryan, how about a shout out on my 65th birthday? Some Neil Young. 65th birthday. Awesome, Old Pueblo Vegan. You're not old. And I hope I didn't butcher hey, my. Too bad for the Terrapin Station. Right. Oh man, I like the beginning of Terrapin Station. I guess Lady in a Veil. Let me see if I can remember how that goes. Man, I have Neil Young stuck in my head right now. Let me see if I can pull the chords out of the air. Oh man, I used to play Lady in a Veil, but yeah, the rest of Terrapin Station, way too crazy. Yeah, 26 minutes long. Yeah, just asked me to play like the first three songs on Blues for a Law, like Help on the Way, Slipknot, you know. Shit, I was trying to play New Speedway Boogie. Oh well, anyway, I haven't played that in a long time, so I kind of forgot the chords already. I need an agent. I've never had an agent before, actually, or a band manager or something like that. We've always done our own thing. Hey, Joan. Yeah, I know our live stream time is very not good for people in Europe. So, oh, you're from the UK. Awesome. Hey, I just got a shipment in the mail today from the Vegan Society people. You know, the people that have the definition of veganism that I use. quite often when showing people that they don't understand what veganism is about, when they say it's about perfection or about the environment or something like that, or perfect health. No, I got, they sell, I didn't realize this, Angie found it on their website. They have a little store where they sell a vitamin supplement. It's got like, 6 or 7 vitamins in there that are of interest to vegans. So it was kind of expensive for the shipping. So instead of ordering one bottle of it, we ordered 2. So it was like no extra shipping. It was the same price. So I made it more affordable. So we have a chewable multivitamin now from the Vegan Society multivitamin. So just plug that. I had to pay for it. We didn't get it free. They have no idea that we bought it or anything like that. But anyway, just letting you guys know, the Vegan Society sells a chewable vegan supplement. So get some, especially if you're in the United Kingdom. It's way cheaper than the international mail that we had to pay for. Listen to the smooth sounds of Kay Ryan.
Not the best I've heard, but well done, thanks.
Anyway, you're ruining it. Not the best you've heard, but well done. Hey, I didn't warm up or anything. I didn't have anything prepared for you guys to play or anything like that. So anyway, what else am I missing here in the discussion? Thanks for the super chat tips there, Vian Moyman. If you have a song request, Vian Moyman, since you gave me 4 super chat tips, if you have a song request, that'd be cool. Oh, Peter, cool. You gifted 5 Happy Healthy Vegan channel memberships. Awesome. So we're getting, jump on it. I don't know how you get it, but I've seen people do this before. Yeah, Peter gifted 5 Happy Healthy Vegan channel memberships. You get the cool badge next to your name. Michael Superbacker just jumped on it. Anyone else wants to do it? Jana, Graven, awesome. Cool. So more reason. I'll tell Angie, we got to do a Happy Fam live stream. I apologize we didn't get one done this week. Next week, it might be easier because we're going to get slammed with rain on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So we'll just be here. So maybe I'll try to find one day in there where we could get one done for you. So thanks. Thanks, Peter. Thank you for getting more people in on it. And I'm glad Graven is back for at least a month now. So cool. Good timing for you guys. Anyway, that was like a jazzy version of Down by the Seaside. Now, I don't know any Radiohead, actually. I should know some Radiohead tunes, but I don't. Yeah, I have no green on, unless you want to count this as a kind of green. Cool, I'm glad you liked all the music there, being my man. Okay, Bob Hill, are you fighting with the vegan student? What are you fighting with there? What is going on? Just talk to me now, Bob and vegan student. What is this fight about? I don't like to see people fighting in the chat here. So what is going on? Let me play another song. Let me see. See if Sarah's here. So you're still here, right, Sarah? Let me play some. Let's see. Recognize that one, Sarah? What is it? Give me the song title there, Sarah. You know it. Let's see. Let me try another Cocteau Twins song. That's not right. Oh well, I give up. I gotta give up on playing songs I haven't played in like a long time. Anyway. Nope, I don't know that song. Tara? Let's see. Angie by the Stones. I did know Angie by the Stones for a while. I don't recall it at this point. I don't even want to try right now. No, it's a Martin double O or triple O. What is it again? One. Let me see. Oh, a double O 15. My bad. No, triple O. Triple 015. Not a D 15. I could stream this 24/7. You'd watch. That'd be a lot of work on my part here. Do one more. I have one alternate tuning here. Too bad And the Wood's not here. I would have played him another little Spiral song. It's too out of tune. I'll fix it later. It's in an alternate tuning, so it requires a little more patience for me to tune it up. Anyway, so what have I missed here? Angie's played in an alternate tuning? Hell, I didn't remember retuning my guitar to play the Stones' Angie. It's been a while. I remember, actually, maybe I didn't know Angie. I used to play Wild Horses. My bad. That's my favorite Stones song. That's so me. That song, it's got those beautiful, sad minor chords, and it turns into this, like, this beautiful country twang on the chorus. I love it. That's me. Yeah, that's it. That's the one I used to play. I could probably figure it out in a couple minutes, but I'm not going to waste your time right now. Yeah, is this a guitar channel? It's turned into one all of a sudden. I didn't mean it to, but Vian Moyman kept pressuring me to play some guitar. No, it's a shark activism channel. Sharks as moral beings channel. All this vegan, you got yourself a nice D15, but you're worried you'd scratch it, so it's sitting in the hard case. No, don't worry about that. Your guitars, are meant to get a bump or a scratch here and there, unless you think you're going to sell it in the future, and that's why you have the guitar. It's like an investment. You want to protect it, so when you resell it, you'll get your full value or something like that. I mean, that's one idea, but guitars are, if you're not that kind of a guitar investor person, just play it. That's what guitars are meant for. Just keep it out. I mean, it gets a nick or two, but it's just so much easier to play if I have it out and about rather than sitting in a case. To me, if it's in a case, it's just another barrier, another reason not to go get it or something like that. So I just have a nice rack of guitars here for all my stuff. A couple are hanging up on the wall. Hey, Donna Bananas, plant-based eating, welcome. I didn't notice you've been gone. Nirvana. I'll just bang out Nirvana really quick. All right, there you go. That's your Nirvana there. Oops. Anyway. My Sweet Lord. Yeah, I can do My Sweet Lord. The next chord. Oh well, that's the gist of it. Again, if I just had another like 30 seconds to F around with it, I get it. But I'm not gonna bore you guys right now. More Than a Feeling by Boston. I never learned that one. Enter Sandman. Is that a Metallica song, Sean? VLAM, I have a lot of songs I can play by memory. It just, as you see there, I'll forget some of the changes after time, but it's not like something that it'll elude me forever. I just got to sit down and work it out. Usually within like 30 seconds, I'll get it, a minute tops for most songs that I have in memory. Just they're, when I recall them, they don't come out perfectly right at first. I just have to work it out for a little bit. No Stairway Uluwali, no Stairway to Heaven. Oh, the lawsuit against Nirvana. You talking about the baby on the cover of Nevermind? I heard about that. He thought he got exploited, didn't get enough money for it. Maybe right, Really think Kurt was inspired by Boston? Wow, I don't hear that in the production at all. No Freebird as well, Uncle. Don't Stop Believing. That's it now. Oh well. An attempt at Limelight by Rush. Anyway, hi Spock. Anyway, let's see if we have any real questions here. I think animals are totally capable of love, Tara. Absolutely. I think my cats love me, and I've seen animals love other people and other animals. But the question is, does that make them capable of understanding moral consequences of their actions? You understand? I'm not saying, I love animals. I know my animals love me. I love them. But I don't know if Bodhi and Jojo are ethical creatures or not. The jury's still out on that one. Yeah, submit a super chat with your request. Don't even say that, Sarah. I'm afraid someone's going to submit a super chat with a request, and it'll be a song I don't know at all whatsoever. Oh, Lindsey Buckingham. I love Lindsey Buckingham. I love Fleetwood Mac. Yeah. Let's see. Are there any good Fleetwood songs I could play? Yeah. Anyway, let's see. What have I been missing here as I've been goofing around on the guitar? I was playing some Love Spirals earlier, being Moyman. What music don't I like? As long as it moves me, V. I have no genres that I say I hate all of this kind of music or that kind of music. As long as it's a good song, I don't care what it is. I don't care what genre, what era, what part of the world or anything. If it moves me, it moves me. That's my litmus test. I've no biases. No, I don't know. Never going back again. Let's see. I don't know any Foo Fighters. I've never been a big fan of the Foo Fighters. I was never a really big Nirvana guy. I was into like weird underground music when Nirvana. I remember when they came out, I go, oh man, they're like on Warner Brothers. What a big major label band. I was too cool for Nirvana back in the 90s. That said, I appreciated them later. Like after Kurt passed away, I started discovering, there's some pretty cool songs in Nirvana. I just thought they were a big MTV band or something like that at the time. But I said, I do like them now. Sometimes I'll jam out Something in the Way from Nevermind. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I said the jury's still. I don't really think our cats are capable of moral behavior. You know, the jury's still in the sense I don't think they are, but I know they're capable of love. Slam dunk, no doubt about that. Well, I'm glad my shaving accent's starting to get better. I cut myself shaving 8 days ago right there, so it's leaving a little scar. Hopefully it'll get better. Ryan cut himself shaving. Veganism debunked. Steve Vai, yeah, there we go. I used to play some of the bit from Crossroads, the movie, a long time ago, but I can't remember any of it right now. Hey, Old Pueblo Vegan. Cool, hope you're having a happy birthday here on St. Patrick's Day. I don't know what any of that is, Uncle. Oh, that's a good question for Bob. You can ask him that, Tara. That's cool. Peter wants to know, how often do I have to shave? Does my beard grow really fast? I just shave every day. If not, I get the 5 o'clock kind of shadow thing. But I tell you, my beard doesn't look cool. I know a few of you guys asked for it to come back, but it'll be all white. Plus, it's not like a cool looking beard. It's like this Chinese kind of it's just this weird kind of curled like Fu Manchu. It's not thick, it's not going to be this thick thing of white or anything. It's just going to be this weird kind of ratty beard. Crossroads, was that the karate? Yeah, Ralph Macchio was in Crossroads. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen that, it's a great 80s movie, a very guitar-oriented movie. That's the first I ever heard of Steve Vai. Yeah, he did some amazing guitar work in that. Streamlabs acting up again? Let's see, let me give it another test here. Let me do a super chat test here. Okay, it's working right now for me. Let me know if something wasn't working for you, Vian Mormon. I'd be curious to know. I just made that fake one happen right now. Is that you, Sarah? Cool. I got the clean beard thing going on here. Yeah, I mean, maybe I'd have more facial hair if I thought it looked good on me anymore, but I'm digging my kind of K-pop look here, and, you know, I still have yet to see a K-pop band where the guy's got a beard or mustache, you know. Maybe there is one. I've yet to see it, though. Yeah, I know. He needs 8 days for the scar to heal. No, the scar healed quicker than that, B. Jokic. It healed in a few days, but I've noticed now 8 days later, I have a little, you can see a little red, little blemish there from where the cut, the shaving cut happened. But yeah. Yeah, mine wouldn't be a full beard, Heidi. Like I said, it'd be kind of a weird Fu Manchu kind of beard. Not to bag on Fu Manchu. If you have a Fu Manchu beard, totally cool. It just, I don't think it looks that flattering on me. I can do a beard transplant. I'd rather not. Beards are not that important to me or anything, Bob, that I want to get some kind of like surgical procedure done or anything like that. I'm totally cool not having a beard. You know, it's like not necessary to have a beard. I can't imagine people getting a beard transplant. That just sounds like really, it's that important to have a beard? Like, wow. No, I can grow facial hair, but it's not that thick, Graham. And plus, no, it's like before. I mean, before I went vegan, it's just my Chinese genes. I just never, you know, in my 40 odd years before I went vegan, I was never able to get like a thick, nice looking beard. It's all kind of just weird, thin looking beard, you know? All right, Tanya, thanks for the tip there about Keith Richards doing it in an open G tuning for Angie. I just need more fingers. Hey, Vian Moyman, a Dead song. Wow. Okay, I'll play you a Dead song, Vian Moyman. All right. Give me a second.
Can you play
Thanks
a
for
Dead
the super
song?
chat. Oh, wrong guitar. This one's out of tune. All right. $10. I think I can meet your request here. Losing Ripple there. Screw it. Damn, I used to play it really well. Or it's totally gone. I totally lost Ripple. I'm going to figure it out. I'll play it for you next week. I'm bummed. I used to jam Ripple. I haven't played it in so long. It's one of those things I could work out. If I just had a minute to myself and I don't want to take a minute off the live stream, I could totally work it out. So I'll get it to you next week, Vian Moyman. So close. I'm so close. I'm just off on it's just a few notes just aren't coming to me there. Anyway. Well, I don't know if Ripple's a country song. I like all music. It's just whatever. Ripple's a moving song. Whatever genre it may or may not be, it has some country influence in there, but it's just a bitchin' song. All Dead songs next week. No, Angie's is the singer. I mean, she could do some really basic guitar or bass or something like that, but Angie is the vocalist. I'll handle the guitar stuff and all the instruments. Well, that sounds good, Chris. Make me a few extra. Yeah, hold me to it, Vegan. I'll learn. Trust me. When next Friday comes back, I'm gonna have Ripple down for you. Trust me. Again, I've just had a few minutes. I'd have it down, so I have ample opportunity to recall Ripple for you. I should get going soon as well, Sarah. If you got to get going, I get it. All right, what else have I missed you here? Guitar shredding songs, John? No, that's not my thing there. I'm not into like guitar shredders. I mean, I appreciate them for what they do, but it's really not like the most useful skill to have as far as guitar goes. Yeah, Tara, maybe so. I'm just not convinced. I see what you're saying there. Animals are aware of many things, yeah, but are they moral agents is the question. Let's see. Giovanni, can I read sheet music? Yes and no. When I was younger and taking guitar lessons on a regular basis, and one thing we did was I learned musical notation, and yeah, I could read sheet music back then. Sight reading basically. Now it's like me reading French or something like that, or Spanish. I can go kind of slowly and get it. I have to think about, oh wait, is that an A or is that a G? I have to look closely on some notes. But so no, not really, but I can do it in non-real time and figure something out. Let's see, Peter, if I was invited to come to the vegan camp out as a speaker, would I be interested? That's in England, right? I don't see myself traveling quite that. I haven't really traveled out of like Southern California for a few years. So I don't see myself going to England anytime soon. As honored as I would be if they were to invite me to come out, and I don't think they probably have a budget to fly me out as well. Do I play classical guitar? I got a nylon string here. Yeah. Let's see. Jam a little bit. I can do more stuff than that. I don't know if that was Andre Segovia. It was ripping off a traditional song. I was improvising around it a little bit there. Malagueña, I think it's called, or something like that. I'm sure Segovia played it a bunch of times. Let's see, Vietnam, it costs about $10,000 US to leave the country. It shouldn't cost that much to go to England. Possibly, might be starting one up in the US. Oh, let me know, Peter, if they have one in the LA or somewhere in California area. Yeah, let me know. I'd be much more amenable to travel something like that. But yeah, going to England right now sounds like a lot for me. Cool, I got to redeem myself a little bit with the Spanish guitar there. Yeah, produce not pills. There's a good counter argument there to Tara there. Yeah, Tara, produce not pills saying, yeah, in her opinion, animals don't have. You're her, right? Produce not pills. Animals don't have moral agency. I could easily feed my dogs 100% plant-based, and that doesn't stop their prey drive and wanting to go after wildlife. Yeah, you can feed your cat a completely plant-based diet. Doesn't mean they're vegan. It means if you let them outside, they'll still probably hunt after birds or something like that, meaning that they are programmed by nature or evolution, whatever you want to call it, to eat and do what they do as animals. And I can't see an animal making a moral, ethical consideration about their diet, saying like a human. Animals like our pets have the ability to, you would think, to make a choice. Like if they could think about it, it's like, I'm not limited to by what's in the wild and like daily survival. My human takes great care of me and feeds me every day, feeds me all this plant-based food. Therefore, when I go outside, I can enjoy the birds rather than chase them. No, it doesn't work like that. As far as making them have an understanding of the moral consequence of chasing after the bird needlessly. It's just what they do. That's why I don't hold it against animals when I see something like that. I'm not pleased about it, but I don't hold it against them as opposed to say a human being did something like that. Okay, John thinks true. A Malagueña, I think. I always get confused with another one called Asturias, which I don't know that, which the Doors used as an intro to, the Spanish caravan. Wow. Let's see, Peter, are there any big vegan festivals? Yeah, you're asking the wrong person. I've been so out of touch. I saw that they're going to do a Veg Fest LA, I think in May, which is coming up. I don't know if we're going to go to that. It's really, really far. It's one of the most furthest parts of LA. It's not even really in LA proper. It's in this far part of something called the San Fernando Valley, which is really, really far from Long Beach. So we'll see if we're going to go hang out. Usually we've presented there and stuff like that. But yeah, I haven't heard anyone reach out to us this time. Not to say we would have done it, but yeah, nothing against them. Just we haven't been doing much stuff as far as like going out to far places like that. Paco de Lucia, that's bass, right? No, What's this, Dairy Fairy? This channel, Carnism is Cancer, found a photo of VD. Apparently she used to work at Hooters of King of Prussia. What? No, I've never been to a Hooters, let alone Hooters of King of Prussia. Where's King of Prussia even at? And good night, Heidi, if you're still here with us. Okay, that's cool, Tara. So maybe at most you're arguing they might have some kind of morality when it comes to their own kind, maybe? Yeah, maybe so. Who knows? Bob wants to know, is California getting better or worse as a place to live? Depends what metric you're looking at there, Bob. You could ask different people and you'll get different responses. Like, what do you consider like good or bad attributes you're concerned about? And I'll give you my 2 cents. King of Prussia is an awesome town name. Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, totally. That's a bitchin' name. You imagine writing that down your address, 3976 Main Street, King of Prussia. Yeah, it's like, whoa. Crime, cost of living. Cost of living, I don't think has changed significantly. I mean, yeah, we're facing a national, even an international inflation situation. I don't think California is any worse off, say now, compared to other states. We were all experiencing inflation, but the cost of living's always been pretty high here in California. I can't ever remember thinking, wow, it's so cheap to live here in California. Crime, I don't know. I mean, I'm just speaking my local, what I observe, I haven't really noticed much more in crime lately or anything like that. Maybe more homeless people now than like say 3-4 years ago, but as far as actual crime, it seems relatively the same.
Please end the stream with a Dead song. Always.
All right, Vian, but not tonight. I told you I got to learn Ripple for you for next week. But I'll keep that in mind. Maybe I don't think I know enough Dead songs, to be honest with you. They're actually quite complicated songs, surprisingly. I remember when I started learning a lot of Dead songs, I go, wow, Jerry Garcia is a madman genius. I can't believe he did a key change here in the middle of High Time and then to another key change. Like, whoa, what was he thinking? I mean, that's just one song, for example, there. I mean, they're really tough songs. They sound deceptively simple, but he was a really just amazing songwriter. And see, Graham Willis says, growing up in California in the 80s and 90s, you think it seems much more safe these days. Yeah, I don't think it seems for me, much worse or better. It just seems kind of the same. California just seems kind of the same, to me. Ease of doing business. What kind of business do you want to do, Bob? Let me know. My business is quite easy to do. Being a freelance, content creator, musician, music producer, quite easy to do here. I'm sure it would be pretty easy to do anywhere, though. Yeah, Jerry's the heart of the band, and I think, when John Mayer got involved with Dead and Company, I know a lot of Dead fans were like bummed. They're thinking, he's that Bodies in Wonderland guy. He sucks. He's a wuss. And I knew John was going to be great for it, and he turned out to be even better than I thought. It just made him an even better guitar player. After a few shows, after a few tours, he was loved finally by the Dead community, and we'll see what happens with them after they end their run later this year. If John and Bob pick up some other new way of implementing the Dead. Well, you having Ripple played at your wake. That's a damn good idea, Tanya. Hell, I wouldn't mind that being played in my wake too if I have a wake. I'll keep that one in mind for me, but that's a beautiful idea. I don't watch too much Rick Beato. I know what you're talking about, YouTube. I watch a lot of stuff on YouTube that's not vegan. I watch him sometimes. I've watched a couple of his What Makes a Song Great series. Yeah. Hey, Ryan, do you ever struggle with stretchy chords that make your fingers stretch so far on the fretboard? Let me see if I can do a few really stretchy chords for you here. Let's see. What's some good stretchy chords here? Like a major 7th chord down low can be kind of stretchy. Here's some cool jazz chords for you guys there. Hey, Prudence on Pills. No, I didn't go to Expo West. I just wasn't quite ready yet for such a big, crowded indoor extravaganza like that. I mean, I'm used to, I'm cool like smaller indoor galleries, but something like that with literally like thousands of people packed in these convention halls, eating food, and I want to eat food. I just wasn't quite mentally ready for that. I just got over a 3-week cold, and I want to keep my health run going here for a little while, so I opted to not even bother to go this time. VLAM, I envy people who just can pick up an instrument and play whatever. Well, it takes practice, V. I mean, yeah, seriously, even though I make a lot of mistakes and stuff, I mean, it just takes some practice. And I've been playing guitar most of my life, so it's not like I just picked it up or anything like that. Like, if I were to, pick up a brand new instrument, I wouldn't be able to do what I do, just picking up a guitar and just be able to jam like that. Let's see, Peter. Yeah, I think anyone can go to Expo West, or I think they have some influencer requirements. And I remember the influencer requirements are very modest. Like, we more than exceeded the influencer or social media, whatever you want to call it, requirements. Malik, steaming sweet potatoes and watching. Awesome. Let's see. Giovanni, yeah, my hands are too small for that chord. It takes practice. You could probably play like a major seventh chord in that position I was playing in, where your little finger's doing the low note on the A string. You could probably play that one just with some practice. It's not that hard. Maybe play higher up on the neck. I was doing it down like on the fifth fret, which is a bigger stretch. But you could probably play that one. Just take some practice to get your hands loosened up like that. V, you've learned piano for years and still need your sheet music to play decently. Yeah, it's a different thing. Yeah, learning from sheet music versus like playing by ear. I was trained in both, and I kind of forgot the sheet music part for the most part. Just kind of more like of an ear musician nowadays. Yannicki, Steve Jordan is playing with him. We're talking about John Mayer. Yeah, Steve Jordan, John Mayer, Pino Palladino, John Mayer Trio. Effing awesome. Yeah, I've had some good moments listening and seeing them live too. Giovanni, that sounds interesting. I haven't heard of that. I don't know if mine's a smarter route. It's just very practical route to just like kind of train my ear. It kind of ear and brain are connected. I can kind of hear the chords and that I learned from ear, and I just kind of put them all together. Does that make any sense? That sounded kind of weird. VD is going to use that. Ryan's losing his mind. So any more questions, guys? I say it's kind of chilled out now. I scared you guys all off with my music. Plus, I've been on nearly 3 hours now. God, I'm going to miss the whole Lakers game tonight. Don't tell me the score, guys. In case anyone's watching, I'll go watch it. Yeah, Angie's watching the TV right now. She's watching a Korean band making. It's like a reality show where they're putting a new boy band together. And yeah, it's like, a few weeks ago, she's got her favorites now. You vote on them and stuff like that. No, Uncle, I don't have any real musician relatives I can recall. Maybe some like dabble here and there. But I think I'm the most hardcore musician of my relatives. Flip, can you ask me a question? You just did. But ask it if you want. I don't know, John. What do you think that is? Higher cognitive abilities or something like that? Oh, cool. I'm glad you like the music vid moment. I swear, I'm gonna learn Ripple for you. In fact, I might just learn it tonight just so I have it down. I know I can get it down. I used to play that song all the time. Flip wants to know, how am I? I'm doing all right. A little tired. Been on 2 hours and 46 minutes, so I'm starting to chill out a little bit. Let's see, VLAN. Learning the classical music route with no intention of being a classical musician is a fruitless endeavor. I mean, at least you can play, right? If you got your sheet music and stuff. I mean, that's cool. There's something to be said, just to be able to like play like a beautiful thing on piano, and it's moving. That's cool. It's just a different thing. I don't know what's for dinner. I think Angie's feeling better because I told her she had a migraine all day today. Oh yeah, Angie had a migraine. Veganism debunked, guys. She had a migraine. Veganism debunked. Anyway, I think she's feeling better now because that migraine was still persisting, and she wouldn't be blasting the music like that. Vegan pizza from Whole Foods sounds good, but that's quite a drive just to get a couple slices of pizza. Ripple better be flawless next week. Well, I can't promise flawless, Graham, but I promise you I'll have it down. I'll be able to play a whole progression through the chords. It takes about maybe 40 seconds or so to get back to the start. I promise I'll be able to do that and play it decently well. In fact, I'll probably warm up a little bit before. Well, Uncle, what kind of keyboard do I have? Well, if you're talking like pianos or synthesizers and stuff like that, I don't have any anymore. I had a few synthesizers, but I've gotten rid of them over the years because now basically all my synthesizers are are in the computer, like they're software instruments. Often they're like recreations of vintage ones and stuff like that. So I just have a MIDI keyboard here, a 5-octave MIDI keyboard. In fact, that's how I make all the sounds happen. You know, all this.
This is banana.
Just hitting notes on my MIDI keyboard here, triggering the sounds for the live stream. Yeah, produce. I'm sure we missed out on some great goodies. Yeah, maybe next year. I just tell you, wasn't quite ready this year. It would have been a shock, seriously, to go from like small indoor gatherings to something like that. You know, I go to outdoor stuff, no problem. You know, like Disneyland and all that. But yeah, a big indoor thing like that, just not ready right now. We're introverts. I don't think you guys understand. You know, we're really kind of introverted people, and it's a lot of effort for us to be in a huge mass crowd situation. You know. That's just not where we feel comfortable. In fact, we feel kind of threatened, or just, you know, it's just a weird feeling. So anyway. Abdul Rahim, what type of material do vegans wear? If not from animals, like what is my shirt made of? Like cotton and stuff, dude, you know, I don't think they make t-shirts from animals. Aren't t-shirts usually made from like cotton polyester? I've never seen like cowhide or something as one of the ingredients, or whatever you call it, in a shirt. Yeah, it's pretty easy to find clothes that don't have animal bits in them. You have to kind of go out of your way, Rahim, to find like leather and stuff like that. Or wool. Yeah, wool, I guess. Like, are you wearing a shirt right now, Abdul? Just curious. You could pull it off. We don't have to. We won't see you. You could tell me what it's made out of. You can look on the tag. AJ Vintage. That's why you didn't go to the vegan blog party. We have those out here too in Fort Lauderdale this weekend. Ours again is in a really, really far part of the valley, kind of by where they do LA Veg Fest. Really far away and super crowded. You know. What's that, Peter? Thumb shirts are made from silk. What is a thumb shirt? I've never even heard of a thumb shirt. Yeah, Giovanni, if you're introverted too, yeah, going to a big crowd, indoor crowd, is pretty stressful. Yeah, the only time I would go is if see a band I really had to see. Abdul Rahim, do I wear other types of clothes for different occasions? Yeah, but they're not made out of animal products. Like, I wouldn't buy leather pants or something like that. I mean, I'm not a heavy metal guy or something like that. I mean, it's pretty easy not to buy even if you're not vegan, it's really easy to buy like vegan friendly clothes. You know what I'm saying? It's really not a big issue in most clothes. You know, I'm not sure what you're asking there for. Ulu Wally Blue, great question. And I've learned over the years that we just basically don't want to dispense dietary advice, or even what may even remotely seem like an endorsement for a dietary plan for your cats. Because what we've learned over the years is that, and this is what got the vegan channel formerly known as VG banned from our channel. He was having great issue with this concept of, let me get it here really quickly. Here's I can give you the link if you want this, on vegan diets for cats, written by an ethical vegan who happens to be a cat doctor. What are those called? Veterinarian, an ethical vegan veterinarian. And here's why I don't want to recommend anything to people here. Let me just read what it says here. In general, dogs are much easier to maintain on a vegan diet than are cats. And here, although cats are biologically carnivores, in many cases, didn't say in every case, but in many cases, cats can be successfully maintained on a complete diet of plants, as long as it meets all their nutritional requirements specific to cats. So if you do it smartly, if you do it right, properly planned vegan diet, can be nutritionally adequate for cats. This is, again, coming from an ethical vegan who's a veterinarian. However, here's the issue, though. Okay, the second paragraph. One problem which can afflict cats, even if they are on a nutritionally balanced vegan diet. So even if you're doing everything right, your cat's getting all the nutrients it needs, you're doing everything right, a balanced and complete diet, let's see. One problem that affects cats, even on a nutritionally balanced and complete diet, is feline lower urinary tract disease. Basically, it happens more with male cats. Like they can get their urethras blocked and be unable to urinate, and then they could die relatively quickly, like in a few hours or a day or something like that. So anyway, I don't want to recommend anything to anyone. Go see someone who knows more about this. Even if I tell you what I do, I don't want to make it seem like any kind of recommendation or endorsement. Yeah, we just don't want to talk about that. I want to make it say, oh, Ryan's doing this or that. Don't copy what we do or anything. Figure this out on your own. So I don't want to make it sound like we're endorsing anything. Produce on pills. Yeah, if we weren't such deficient vegans, yeah, big events wouldn't be so bad for you. No, it just happens to be that we're both hardcore INFPs on the Myers-Briggs personality test. Yeah, Chris, going back to Abdul, avoid wool, silk, leather. You're saying because people live in different climates? Hey, I could speak for myself. I don't know where you're from, Abdul, who you're thinking about, but out here in California, in the United States, relatively easy to find clothing that does not involve any animal products in the production of it. So where you live at, I don't know. I can't be I'm not the vegan channel who's checked out the whole world. I've lived everywhere and I can tell you how it works all across the globe. I can just tell you how it works for us, and it's not a problem. Yeah, Graham, going vegan will definitely improve your guitar skills though. Yeah. A Love Spirals outro. Yeah, let's see. I can do a Love Spirals outro before I go here. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. What's a good Love Spirals outro? Let's see. We have so many songs. All right, let me get one here. Let's see. I usually play this on the electric, on the Strat. I'm gonna see if I can play it on the acoustic. Play it on the Strat. Just doesn't feel right. Even though you won't be able to hear it as well. All right. That's a song called Love Light off our album called Long Way From Home, our third album. It's a very kind of John Mayer, Jimi Hendrix kind of intro kind of thing. Oh, hey, thanks, Van Neumann. Glad you like that one. Yeah, actually, by next week, I might be able to plug the guitar in easier. I have to do some reconfiguring of how audio is routed into our various audio interfaces to get it to come up in Streamlabs, my streaming software. So maybe next time I could actually plug in an electric guitar easier. Yeah, it's a little bit like Little Wing, You know, it's a lot of songs have that kind of Hendrix, Little Wing kind of influence. You know, that one's kind of our song that's kind of like that. So I could play our songs easier because I remember them better. Okay, before I go, we've been meaning to ask me a question. MV Portal, I've been meaning to ask you if you think it's productive to address the no longer vegan videos. Don't you think that's giving those individuals unnecessary importance? They were never vegan. Well, I think it's important that I enjoy responding to them. Remember, my specialty in vegan YouTube activism is not like a health channel, or I'm not a medical doctor or anything like that. I'm a trained philosopher, and I don't want to make it all intellectual and heady, but I use critical thinking and evidence-based reasoning to see if what these people are saying, that why I'm no longer vegan, if it really makes any sense. You know, I try to break it down and see if there's any real reason why they couldn't be vegan. So that's why I do it, because they made these videos, they put the information out there into the world. And why shouldn't a rebuttal come back, an evidence-based, critical thinking-based rebuttal come back to put that out into the world, to put an equal amount, hopefully equal amount of information to combat what I perceive as kind of some kind of misinformation. Maybe it's not disinformation, but yeah, that's why I do it simply. It's just to get my response out there. And again, it's not just me giving opinions. I'm using critical thinking and looking at like evidence-based information, like the science involved. Cool. Looks like you guys have been giving Abdul Rahim very good answers here about what veganism is. And in case you didn't know what veganism was, let's all have a look. Oops, not at what vegan cat should be eating, but what the definition of vegan is Rahim. It's an ethical stance against animal cruelty. Simple as that. Yeah, if you're against animal cruelty and you want to be consistent with that belief, you're not going to eat animals. You'll eat plants instead. So that's it. It's really simple. Find it just like unnecessary and cruel to just to harm animals, to have animals be exploited their entire lives and kill them needlessly when we could just eat plants. So that's all veganism really is in a nutshell. Yeah, Flip, why isn't everyone vegan, huh? Oh yeah, Uncle. I love both Stevie Ray's interpretation of Little Wing and Hendrix's Little Wing. Yeah, that's a very influential guitar song. If you kind of come from a bluesy kind of background, it's all gonna go back to Hendrix in some way or another. So yeah, that's like a staple song. Yeah, Hendrix's Little Wing's amazing. It's a classic. It's one of the greatest guitar songs ever. Not to say it's a guitar song, it's a cool song. And yeah, Stevie Ray Vaughan's is amazing as well. So it's one of the few covers that's like, good as the original. And I say that, very respectfully, because the original is so awesome. You guys are getting soused from all the drinking tonight, huh? I want to get soused too. I'm just drinking water here. Little Wing is a vegan anthem to you. Awesome. Cool. You're pretty wasted with all the definition going on. Hey, yeah, drink whatever you want. Yeah, if you want to drink booze, totally cool. If you want to keep it straight edge and have water or kombucha or whatever, makes your boat float, totally good. A good vegan book for beginners. What do you guys recommend? Why don't you guys give Abdul your favorite books so he can see it down here? Because if I say it, it'll be gone in the ether. Just type it in there for Abdul, some books for him to look at. Yeah, you can, if you want to get the food down, I'll recommend the Happy Healthy Vegan Cookbook. Let me give that a quick little plug here at the end of the live stream. I think that's Jordan's book that just fell down there. But here's our Happy Healthy Vegan Cookbook here. Just simple, easy, tasty, very filling recipes. Yeah, I'm 6'5", basically 195 pounds. These fill me up quite fine there, Abdul Rahim. So if you want to, and it's not expensive stuff either. It's not like Impossible Burgers. It's like whole food plants, grains, legumes, vegetables, fruits, stuff like that. Let me give you a link to that as well. So if anyone wants to get our book, we just sold one on our website this morning, meaning I'll need to go to the post office again really soon. So here's a link to our shop. Let me put it in the chat for everyone if you want to get it. This is really how we eat. There's a really good chance I'm going to go make the Tuscan kale pilaf tonight. So check it out. That's the eating part. But remember, veganism is not just a diet, but you got to eat something. So that's why we made the book, to help people out with some good, healthy, relatively simple, relatively quick to make recipes. But veganism is an ethical stance against animal cruelty. We don't have any books about that, but there are many authors out there that have fine tomes on that. Vegan Moyman, go smoke a bowl and chill, Ryan. I will. I'll take you up on that, Vegan Moyman. I'm going to stop when the live stream's done. Seriously, I'm going to pick up my guitar and figure out Ripple, and then I'll go and worry about dinner and stuff, and I'll smoke a bowl for you tonight, Vegan Moyman. Not to say I wouldn't have done it anyway. I'll have one though for tonight, and I'll think about you. Oh, I just had the Tuscan kale pilaf for lunch today. Yeah, I might be having it again tonight. That's funny, AV57. Yeah, I gotta love all these people. I think they defeated animal rights by pointing out flaws in impossible whoppers. Like, huh? How does that debunk veganism? Okay, I'll tell Angie that ginger tea is good for migraines. I'll have her research that and check it out on herself, maybe. Let's see, Uncle, you just found out that Little Wing in Hollywood offers vegan cuisine. Oh, wait, Little Wing. No, I don't think I know that. That place, that restaurant. You've been drinking lemon water all live stream. That sounds good for you there, AJ. All right, guys, I'm going to cut it off for 3 hours. That's a marathon stream for me, considering how crazy I went at the gym today. I played my first basketball games in well over a month, and boy, whew, did I feel like a 55-year-old man today, man. Wow. Anyway, guys, don't go away. I gotta go. It's 3 hours. Usually I do a 2-hour live stream, so you guys got an extra bonus hour tonight. I guess it was so lively with all the plant activists. I still have my plants here from earlier. I didn't put them away. We're talking about where does the sentience emanate from this carrot here. Like, point out or name the bit, and if I break the carrot in half, is it still sentient? Here's my house plant, another non-sentient being. Anyway, that was fun. Yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoyed the music tonight, and I'll have Ripple down for Vegan Moment next week. All right, guys. The Lakers, I believe, are playing right now at home, I think. So it should still be on another 20 minutes. Boy, I gotta check it out. All right, guys. So thanks so much. Thanks, Peter, and thanks, Uncle, for being here and moderating. It was kind of fun tonight. We had a good balance of like chillness with a few like poop wall people. It wasn't that bad, so it was a good balance. So if you have any video ideas, send them to me at Ryan Lum on Twitter or Ryan Lum Rocks on Instagram. Peter does that. Keep sending me ideas, Peter. I've used a lot of your ideas because I don't have I do actually have something I'm working on for next week, but yeah. Anyway, guys, yeah, send me your ideas. I want to thank everyone for being here, all our happy fan members. I want to thank Peter as well for gifting 5 channel memberships tonight to 5 lucky people who jumped on them right away. So I will tell Angie that you did that, Peter, and I want to thank you on behalf of her, and that'll influence her to do a members only live stream next week. So either expect one from us together or her by herself, but that should get her going. So I apologize we haven't done one yet, but it'll be perfect now. We'll have 5 more new people. Yeah, if nothing else I gotta tell you guys other than don't suck be vegan, guys. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Hopefully a new video, channel member live stream. If you want to get on it and if you didn't get Peter's free membership, just go up to the subscribe button or the links in the show description down in the video, and you can join for as little like $2 a month, and it just helps us out, just because we don't get millions of dollars from our YouTube channel or anything. It just helps us out to keep this going, and you guys get a little free, or not free, but additional access to us with the members only live streams and other little goodies, guys. All right, guys, much love. I will see you soon, and don't suck being vegan. Bye, guys.